Hello everyone, welcome to the Lost Harbor Tavern. I am your host, Nitsify. Welcome to the Rum and Harbor campaign. A little pirate campaign, One Piece somewhat inspired. It's still very just oogly boogly something I made. But in One Piece inspired, quote unquote, with air quotes. But welcome. Last time, we left off where they were actively fighting the Fae Circus, and they learned a little bit more lore about Loki over here. As you can see, we're missing 2 players today. In the middle of a boss fight. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But we are missing Issa and Reed today, who play Usagi and Ublex. But it is fine. We will be working around that today. But we do have, however, 2 people that are not missing, which is Acrid, who plays Loki.
Alright.
And Kerala, who plays Anya, or vice versa. I'll let you figure that one out.
Hi.
Thank you. Yeah, do y'all have fun facts for today, or are we just saying nah?
I spent time trying to figure one out because
Yeah.
I've been up for about an hour and a half. I couldn't think of one.
All right. Your fun fact is that you are Lindry. Heck yeah. What about you, Eckert? You got anything? Or nah?
Nope.
I won't be. Yeah.
Man just woke up, so.
Just woke up. Plus, I'm really not going to be disappointed with it, considering we don't really have many people showing for today anyways, for obvious reasons, you know. Well, actually, not obvious to the people, but obvious to me as a DM. So.
At least it was communicated and they didn't just ghosts.
No, we actually legit, these are some of the best players I've had. Like, jokes aside, this party's amazing compared to other ones I've DM'd for in the past.
Aww.
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, reminder, Fade chart. So we can go and roll that D100.
Yes, I was about to say something about that.
Yep. If you get lucky...
D100! Go!
D100. If you get lucky, maybe it'll be something good for you.
12!
We got a 12. I was actually staring at it. So you... Oh... No, you've gotten this before. Reroll.
Reroll?
Reroll. You've gotten this before. You got it in the Fey one. It's the upside down sight.
Oh, no!
That would have been crippling. But
50.
Okay, 50. What is 50? So with 50, you have an elaborately curled mustache that grows back in 5 minutes after you shave. Unless you're a dwarf, in which case your facial hair becomes kind of patchy. So you just have an elaborately curled mustache. If you cut it off, it'll grow back in 5 minutes. So just mid-fight, like, you just saw the boss hit the floor, and you see them beginning to convulse, and vines start coming out of their body, and then you see this curly mustache, like, you feel like you get a bit of an itch, and for Loki, you can just see a curly mustache appear on Lindry's face, as it just grows at an insanely fast rate.
Just...
Yeah, it's like one of those generic French mustaches you see in the cartoons. It's like that. Akron, what'd you get?
20.
20? Okay, 20. So you got, you have an obscene craving for honey. You just can't help but want honey. It's just something about it, man, you know? So, luckily for y'all, none of these are debilitating. Like, at all. Which is actually really good for you. It's literally just
that upside down sight was gonna be...
Oh, yeah.
crippling.
I'll be honest, I would have made you work with it originally, but you've rolled that before, and I want people to get to go and use everything in the table at some point. So I'm trying to slowly but surely get y'all using all of it, or as much as I can of it before you guys get out of the face. See, so
Not even Acrid made me deal with that shit.
I'll be real. I've done worse to players before.
I just didn't want to deal with the complaining about it.
It's fair. Dude,
I wouldn't have complained.
Dude, I would
There
be
was
role
enough in a
playing
very...
Okay. So essentially, you guys begin to see as Faye would begin to start to rise, as these like vines begin to like cover over her body, as it feels almost less like as if like, oh, she's growing like, you know, vines to cover over the wounds. Is more of, this might be her natural form. As I'm going to send a picture of it now, as you're now realizing you weren't just dealing with just like a person, a human, or an elf or something like that. You're dealing with a nymph. As you can see this, like, white head that, like, becomes, like, sprouts midway into this massive white, like, rose. With these branches that sprout on the side of her head like horns, with more white roses sprouting off of them. She has this white, like, petal-like dress that goes down her body, really slender. And it seems like the majority of her body is completely composed of vines twisting and turning every which way, with white flowers blooming on her shoulders, and even blades beginning to form on her shoulders from this, like, same type of, like, leaf. And then little red patches of red begin to form within the, like, the greenery of her arms and shoulders, as well as a bit of her thigh area. But, again, it's complete plant at this point. As straight up, like, her changing like this basically just tears up the jester clothes that she had on before. As you would see Faye begin to stand up. Basically, it is one of those things where when I say she stands up, she doesn't really get up in a normal fashion, but more if she almost floats onto the top of her feet. Like as if she makes no movement to get up, quote unquote, if that makes sense. And basically just bends her back upwards in a natural fashion. As she would just go, right. I see I can't take you too lightly. And you can begin combat. Since we are doing it like this, it will be, once again, a new initiative. So, you, Loki, and you, Lindry, can roll for initiatives for the group.
Okay.
I'll be rolling for hers.
Stupid lady.
Damn, what the hell? That's fucked up.
Ugly ass.
What the hell?
So you want both of us rolling?
Yeah, both of y'all, because it's going to be a group initiative, so.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh!
25.
Okay.
18.
Probably still gonna lose, but you know.
So y'all beat her last time by, I think it was like 1 or 2. This time she has beat y'all in initiative by 2.
Yeah, that checks.
So, it will
I
start
have a
off
+3, so that kind of makes sense.
You know what? You did fine with what you had. She has a +12.
Yeah, I figured.
All right. So, you would see as her turn begins that the ground around her, basically the entire tent, begins to see vines and roots sprout from the ground. As basically the seats begin to rumble and essentially just everything on the ground begins to shake as plant life bursts from every pore that it can. As anything that's in the way, any objects like, chairs where the audience would sit, any of the tables or stands where the trapeze would go up to get onto the ropes, basically begin to crumble. As these massive vines begin to pop out from all sorts of directions. You would see one of these vines basically come up, and as it begins to strike the tower that Usagi is on, he would basically get knocked off. As the tower began to crumble, and he would fall flat on his head and go unconscious. In a similar manner, you'd see one of the vines basically sprout out behind Ublex, and basically just fall directly on top of Ublex, knocking them unconscious as they fall to the ground, trapped underneath this massive tree root. And, yeah, they are unconscious completely. And once again, as I had mentioned before, you can hear the sound of a massive cowbell beginning to ring. But that was good. That was happening before she was even getting up. That was something that we mentioned at the end of the session last time. So there is that random ringing, but you're not sure what that's coming from. You do know that Shindayo is on the floor as well as Sangrabel. They are both knocked out. You have an injured and half-health Leo and a full-health Lavana and a full-health Golem. Because I don't think that thing's been hit yet. As she begins her turn. As I will say... Okay, she's in a really bad... Okay, so first of all, using her bonus action, she will be basically sprouting her legs into the ground. As you would see as you see her legs basically build into the ground, basically rooting herself, which in a way traps Kirla within that wall even more. Because if you ever want to try and get out of that, you're either going to have to get your golem to move out of the way, and even then you're going to have to try and basically use... that would be you using like difficult terrain. You'd have to be fighting your way to try and get out of that corner. Or you could step into the acid, or not the acid pool, but the plasma pool that you made. That is on the other side. So, no matter what, you don't really have too many good options with what you're working with here if you wish to get out of that wall side. But she would basically root herself into the ground now. As she would then look towards Loki and outstretch her arm as you would think like, oh, you're 10 feet away. She can't reach you. And you see, though, that arm begin to go further and further and further as the vines begin to sprout out and reach out for you. As you can roll me a dex save.
Yeah, alright. $5 as I get hit.
Let's see what you get, man.
I got dirty 20.
Okay. That meets the AC. Great.
So I have a +3.
Yeah. So basically, you see as she begins to reach forward towards you, and you feel the root begin to wrap around your arm, and you basically have to slip your arm out of it. You get that feeling that once that thing grabbed onto you, you were not going to be able to forcefully tear that off. As she
that's annoying.
Yeah. There are ways of getting it off, but you have that feeling, brute forcing it might not be the way. As she then looks to Kirla, who is trapped within this wall area, and she does the same thing to you. As she begins to reach her other arm towards you, you can roll me a dex save, but since you are cornered, you'll be doing a disadvantage.
Oh boy. Well, that would have been a dirty 20 if not for disadvantage.
Dang
13.
It. Okay, so you will fail this then. As she would basically bring that vine around you. You try moving out of the way, basically trying to back yourself up into the corner. So she can't, like, basically bring her vine around you to get behind you to fully grapple you, like what she was doing with Loki. But sadly enough for you, she basically uses that vine in the wall to leverage you and push you forward. As she would then wrap her vine around, like, your entire right arm. As she completely covers your right arm in this vine plant mass. As she lifts you off the ground, and she would then slam you back down. As you are going to take... I'm going to roll the damage here. Bing bong. Where to go? Bing bong. There we go. Okay. Faye. There's your chart, buddy. As you are going to take... Ooh, you got lucky. Okay, you didn't roll that high. 12 bludgeoning damage from this. And then, for now, she will end her turn. As she begins to slam, basically attempts to slam Loki and successfully slams Kirla.
Alright.
Kirla has a trickle of blood.
Yeah, that's fair.
She is exactly at half health.
Yeah, that makes sense. She's not doing the best. I will also mention this as it begins to enter y'all's turn. The top area of the tent seems to be spreading in fire a bit more. But it looks like as if, because of the sudden plant's eruption from every which way, it almost looks like as if the plants that are growing from it, some seems to be catching fire faster than what the tent was catching fire, whereas some of the more like tree root-esque areas aren't even like catching fire at all. So it's this weird thing that some of the roots are catching fire insanely quick and others are barely catching fire. So the entire battlefield is starting just to become a mixture of there might be fire, there might not be fire. It's just an absolute chaotic mess right now of flames.
Oh boy.
Is this now your opening? It's now gotten bigger.
Wow.
Yeah. So do you want one
Large
of the...
area of moonlight.
Yeah, large area of moonlight. You still have your thing going. Which, by the way, actually, since their turn started, you get to... The deck save, right? It was a deck save that they have to roll for the to avoid getting hit by the imps, correct?
Yeah.
Double checking.
Let me double check. I actually have this mostly written down now.
All right.
Yes, it's a deck save DC 17.
All right, DC 17. Okay, she will fail. Actually, yeah, because even if no, she will definitely fail.
She's rooted. How the fuck is she gonna avoid anything?
That's what I'm saying. Is like really the only way she would be able to avoid it is she would have to basically swerve her body. Is what she would have to do. So
she would take 19 fire slashing.
Okay, I will put that down. All right. I guess I should ask you guys, the players, since there's only two of you, you probably need to strategize a little bit better than what you guys can typically do with a bigger party, because you guys have to be a little bit more careful, obviously. Do you want an NPC to go first, or are you guys good to go?
I pretty much know what Kirla's gonna be doing.
Okay.
So I can just go.
I already know what Loki's gonna do too. It's just he doesn't. It's kind of the thing of he doesn't really have options on what he can do. He kind of just has to do this one thing.
Okay, so since you don't have options, we're gonna quickly do yours then, real quick, and then we'll knock out Lindry's.
Yeah, so Loki's essentially near entire body, like, enraptures in string as string moves down his chains and wraps around Shin and Bell.
Okay.
So I can heal myself and them, because fuck, they need to get out of here.
That's valid.
It's not even like I'm healing you so you can fight. No, it's, I'm healing you. Now get the fuck out of here.
Alright.
So, Shin, I don't care if you have to drag him by the throat. Get him the fuck out of here.
That's fair, that's fair. I do want to mention, by the way, like, you can 100% do that. Let me know what they heal for. But I will also straight up mention that Jenna Fled, the one other jester that hadn't been knocked out, she has been basically just sitting here. Like, as soon as she saw Faye go down, she basically stopped all movement. She's just been rocking back and forth. Like, basically just like, what do I do? What do I do? I don't... Boss is gone. Oh, boss is up? That's not... What?
That's not boss.
That's not us. That's not us.
That's not boss.
Yeah.
So, Bell gets 40.
Okay.
Shin gets 42. And I myself get 44.
Okay.
Thank God.
Okay, so let me grab this. So 40 and then 42.
Yeah, so 40 to Bell, 42 to Shin.
Okay, I'm gonna roll them con saves to wake up. Because even if they heal, they still have to wake up because they did get knocked unconscious. Okay. And okay, gotcha. All right, so you would see Shin begin to get up. He looks disorientated, but you can see that look of fucking what happened on his face. As for
just looking at yeah.
As for Sangra Bell, you can see that Sangra Bell is still not moving.
Okay. Loki's gonna look at Jelly Flare, fucking mimic girl. He's gonna be like, I'm gonna recommend you get out of here. Because that's not your boss anymore.
Okay. Yeah?
Stick with the elf man. Stick with Shin. He just points at Shin.
Okay.
Shin, get Bell out of here and go.
Right. Wait, where's Ublux?
Ublux is over there underneath a tree branch. I don't think you're going to be able to get her out.
Boss,
I'll worry about getting her out.
With all due respect, I'm getting her the fuck out.
Yeah, do that too. That's fine. I don't care. Just get them out of here.
Justify grabs Sangra Bell. So they will spend their turn. Granted, he has to spend a turn getting up.
Yeah.
But Sangra Bell can go ahead and at the very least begin her area, basically heading off, grabbing Sangra Bell, and running off. So she will begin, at the very least, skipping off with what she can.
Good. Get the fuck out of here. I literally don't know what else to do. Just get out.
That's fair. That's fair.
Let's get the fuck out of here. I'm not asking. You need to get the fuck out of here.
Fair, fair. Is that
Both
the
of you are near death. Yeah, because that's my action and my bonus action. I physically can't do anything else.
Understood. Okay. Lindry.
Kirla does the action of Summon Greater Demon, using the sorcery points to guarantee control.
Alright. Bing
Which
bong!
means she now has her Shadow Demon with her.
Alright, let me just give you control here. Shadow on you. Boom. Pow. There he is. Okay, so he appears beside the golem. And it's like basically this like black misty portal forms, and you see him just float out. Because if I remember correctly, he doesn't have legs, so he just floats out angrily.
And then she's going to look at Faye, and because Faye has her right hand, she's just gonna grab onto the vine.
Okay.
And use Firebolt.
Okay. So go ahead.
Basically guaranteeing, no, you're taking this damage.
So normally, yes, this would be a guarantee. This is going to be rolled with advantage than it just being a guaranteed. And this is because of the plants with the mass that is building up on her. It is almost like a form of armor. But I do like your thought process. But you will still release roll with advantage to hit. Oh yeah, that'll hit. You're good. You're
That's
good.
a 27.
You're solid. You're solid. Yeah, no,
That's
you
a
hit.
natural 18.
Honestly, you need it. Good job. Good job. How much damage are we doing? 7?
And that is shit for damage.
You know what? No,
7.
Every bit matters. Every bit matters. Okay, 14 damage. Okay, cool. So you do 14 fire damage. It's basically you put your palm to like the vine and you basically just blast it full send. And you see the vines begin to catch fire. Like you see that like that more like a bark, almost tree-like bark begin to form as first. And like you can see where like it was starting to kind of like, nah, you're not gonna do it, and then you push right through it. You blast past that bark and the vines begin to catch fire as she retracts that bit of the arm. As you realize, like I said before, normal force, like doing an athletics check, probably wouldn't do anything. But if you have the right way of handling it, you might be able to get her to let go. So there you go.
Meanwhile, behind her,
behind her is
the
the demon.
Shadow Demon, which I don't know if she's seen yet, but that doesn't matter. She's being flanked.
Yep.
Yeah.
Takes a swing with a natural fucking 20.
Alright. Okay, go for
I
it.
cannot make this shit up.
Click again so it doesn't roll double.
Yeah, clicking again to get rid of the double.
Yep.
This is max piercing damage, so 13 plus sneak attack
Okay.
And don't forget the necrotic.
of 12.
Okay.
And because he used the Rapier of the Night, that is an extra 3d12 necrotic.
Okay.
And that is 18 necrotic.
Alright. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, you just, if you full send, he just goes back and just comes from behind Faye. And basically just plunges. He uses the dagger, right?
Rapier.
He uses the Rapier of the Night.
Right, yeah. So you see him basically just plunge this rapier through her torso and then tear it out. As you can see where the hole is at, you see this black magic of just pure necrotic energy begin to seep in and just basically wither away that area of the plant life. And then it just begins to reform and close.
As a bonus action,
Okay.
she needs to make a wisdom save, DC 14.
Okay. She gets a 16, so she will succeed.
Stat.
Okay.
I
So
think that means she takes no damage.
must succeed or take. Yeah, she takes no damage.
What was it? What
Damn
was he
it,
doing?
that would have been a D12.
Dang. Oh, was it Toll of the Dead?
Yeah.
Dang, dude, Toll of the Dead's so good as long as they fail the DC.
Fail? If
Yeah,
they fail, it's
yeah.
great.
If it fails, it's great, but otherwise it's kind of depressing because it's like, no,
Yeah.
she's already taken damage.
Yeah. So it's one of those things straight up where as he put that rapier through and he started pulling it out, you could hear on top of the already ringing cowbell that you could hear, two almost church-like bells begin to ring from like different sides, like around her. But she just seems unfazed by it.
Bitch.
As
Ugly.
you can go ahead and have your Earthen Golem do his thing before we get into the NPCs.
Earthen Golem, what can you do? I don't actually know.
He do bing bong. They don't have a lot. If I remember correctly, they have like a slam, I think. They only have like one or two types of attacks, if I remember correctly.
Space D&D elementals are sad.
Yeah, they are, sadly enough. They try,
Earth
though.
Elemental.
No, they don't.
They do, man. They're just not
To be
good
honest,
at
I
it.
hadn't added the Earth Elemental as an entity because they were temporary.
Yeah, but, yeah. You might as well have them added, though, because if you're
Ooh.
going to use them, then yeah. What you got?
Multi-attack, they can make 2 attacks,
Okay.
and they can slam down on the ground.
All right.
Right. Earth elementals are funky because they don't do that much damage, but they fucking have a lot of health.
Yeah,
So,
they're like
first
a
attack
Jester-like. Mhm.
is a 27.
That will hit.
Second is a 20.
Let me see if that one hits. I just want to double check here. That will not hit.
Demon be gone. Damn.
Yeah, because what was that first one again? I
Okay,
just realized her
so-
AC went up with something that was added to her when she could hit phase 2. So what was that first hit again? I'm so sorry. I just gotta double check.
27.
Yeah, that still hits. Okay, yeah, no, we're good. I had to be like, oh, wait, crap. Okay, yeah. you're
If the
good.
27 didn't hit, we were gonna have a problem.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, yeah. I knew it was in the 20s. I was like, okay, just want to double check. Okay.
So let me. That is 2d8 plus 5 bludgeoning.
Mhm.
So that is 13 bludgeoning from the earth elemental.
Okay, okay. So you see this earthen elemental shaped like a Jacko crawler. Basically, I like the idea, by the way. Can I just put it out there? I like the idea of like these like earth elemental summons and like the slime summons being like just shaped like actual creatures rather than just like it's a boring like yeah I don't know, that's me. But you see this like Jacko crawler shaped earthen elemental basically just begin swinging and slamming. As like you would see her with like again that left arm after having get it incinerated by Lindry. You see your Faye basically swing and twist her body as she knocks 2 of the strikes back, and then you see her get hit by that third one as it slams down onto like basically her shoulder.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Keep it up, little bud.
Yeah. Next up is Lavana. As Lavana would begin to slowly walk towards, she begins strutting on over.
Oh my god.
You
why are
can
coming
see-
closer?
She normally smiles. She's not. As she would just look and go, right. Well, this is quite the conundrum. Isn't it, boss? Wouldn't you say, Loki? Lindry.
Uh-huh.
Alright.
Agreed. I'd
Let's-
like to get out of this corner, please.
We can make that happen. As she would swap with you. As you get teleported into her spot. And then
I don't know if that's what I meant.
She just goes, your wish is my command, boss. Now, if you do me quite the favor, Faye, do me a favor, for all of Witch community, and die worse than any demon could ever wish for, as she throws her hip into Faye. As she meets the AC of Faye, and she will be doing 2d12 plus 8 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah. Checks.
As she does 19 bludgeoning damage, as she basically jumps up, throws her hip into the chest of Faye, and you see Faye's body basically bend like a crescent moon before like twisting and twirling her way back into like a straightened back. And she will be taking that damage. So that is alright. I'm gonna put that there. Bing bong. Okay. Cool. And then, that is sadly all she can do, because she used her action to teleport you. And then, next up will be Leo's turn, as Leo, in his current befuddled state, look between Usagi and look between the group, and just go, right, I know what to do. As he would basically, because as you remember, he has his tome, and then he has his sword. He fights with his sword in his right hand and his tome in his left. You would see the pages in the tome begin to flip rapidly as like a black glow begins to come from the book. As you would see Zoliana, who is dead, begin to come back to life. As you just go, don't mind the corpse. I'm having it escort Usagi out of here. As
Animate dead.
and you just go, yeah.
She just watches. Okay then. Sure.
Oh
Have
man.
at thee.
You just go, right. Well,
That's unsettling.
as he would begin to twirl his sword, and as he begins to twirl it, you can almost hear what sounds like a symphony begin to sing from this blade, as he uses Blade Song with his bonus action, which for the time being gives him a +4 to his AC, his walking speed increases by 10 feet, he's at advantage on acrobatics check, and he gains a +4 to any con save, which he will need, because right now he has disadvantage on those because he is wounded. As his AC goes to an 18 temporarily, and he moves at 50 feet a turn, base. As he closes the distance very quickly, as he blocks off any path to Lindry. And that is where he has to end his turn. As it now enters...
He's about to die. He's about to die.
Oh, we'll see.
There's
what
a demon
happens.
and an earthen elemental who both have reactions. No, he's not.
True.
I don't know if the demon's gonna give a fuck. I don't know.
It'll basically do whatever Lindry commands it to do. So as long as she commands it to get in the way, it'll try and get in the way.
Dude,
if something happens.
I'm sorry. I just pictured literally going, save him. Oh. He just gets stabbed.
Kirlo would just look to the demon and the elemental and just, don't let him die.
Yeah. As you would see Faye entering her turn, begin to twist and turn as she starts to look around. Her body just moves in unnatural ways, but with her not having actual bones, it's very self-explanatory. As you would see her begin to spin and spin and spin and spin and spin, as these yellow particles begin to spread out from her. As anything within a, I'm going to roll, I'm going to get circle here, this is within a 15-foot radius. Everyone but Lindry will be safe. So, Loki, Lavanna, the golem will not have to worry about it. It will be unaffected. The demon, Leo, and Shindeo will all need to roll me con saves. Before you go, man, did you really just move Leo in the way just so this could happen? No. I thought about what options, and I chose to go this last second with me, so bear with me.
Oh no, that was almost a 20 for the demon.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Okay.
Greater demon got a 2.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not rolling well.
So, not only did everybody fail, but Leo got a nat 1.
No!
Yeah. So, you
I
see...
also need to
Yeah.
roll for elemental.
Oh, Elemental's
doesn't need to
unaffected
worry
by
about.
this. Because it's essentially like a form of spores that begins to go in. And it's most likely affecting everyone but it, because everybody needs oxygen but the golem. So it needs to be inhaled. So the demons do need to breathe. I'm pretty sure a shadow demon needs to breathe, if I remember correctly. So this would affect everyone but a golem. So weirdly enough, Golem's fine. Golem's chilling. Like, it just kind of just, like, sets up on its, like, shoulders, but it doesn't really do anything to it. If you want to double check to see if a demon would be affected by this, you can.
I'm looking now.
I don't know if they ever touch on things like that and get that detailed, but, like, I assume normally demons still need to breathe. Personally, that makes sense in my head. But, yeah.
Some of them, sure. I don't know. It depends on whether or not it's got, depends on what type of damage / conditioning this is doing.
About to find
Let
out,
me
yeah, because that is
actually
another thing, too.
Pull up the proper...
Okay. While you do that, I'm going to roll the damage here, so I'm going to explain what's happening here. So essentially, as these spores begin to get inhaled, you would feel as if your body begins to freeze up. As anyone that failed the save, which is almost all of y'all, get paralyzed for a turn. And on top of that, anyone that failed would take 23 lightning damage. Half if you succeeded. Which was nobody. So that would bring Leo from a 36 to a 13 to a 13. And you would see Lavana drop from a 67 to a... Brain's gotta do math. That is a 44.
So what was the damage again?
23
21?
lightning.
Okay.
This does not say if they need to breathe or not.
I will... Okay, if that is the case, then I'm going to say probably yes. Most demons in my world typically need it. There are some, exceptions, but typically shadows would, in my mind. But can they be affected by paralyzation? I know yours has a lot of immunities, so that is worth checking into.
He only has 2 immunities, actually. He has a lot of resistances, but none of them are paralyzed.
Okay, so he will get paralyzed then. Loki would be paralyzed, Lavana would be paralyzed, and Leo would be paralyzed. And, yeah, it would be 23 lightning for the Shadow Demon would take. And, actually, yeah, no, also Shin was in the radius, and he did also fail. I forgot to say that. So he also takes the 23, and he's also paralyzed for a turn. He's now down to 19 health.
Okay.
Yeah. As she would then basically begin to raise her hand, and I'm going to see who she's going for here, because someone threw their hip into her. Another person stabbed her. One person hasn't swung yet because he was trying to heal, and the other one just got over here. And then there's the golem. That's for the golem. That's for Lavana.
I did do 100 damage to her when she was normal form. I don't know.
Yeah. It's that weird thing of like, okay, I'll give you a chance to possibly getting thrown at. Okay, so she looks at you.
Fuck yeah, I got the health.
Alright, so she reaches both hands towards you as she begins to swing with one and reach to grapple with the other.
Well, I can't move, so I'm getting grappled.
Yep, because with paralyzation, if I remember correctly, it just happens. If I remember correctly, can you save? Paralyzed, automatic critical hits. But she's not within 5 feet of you. Attack rolls, she has advantage on it, and you automatically fail strength and dex.
Yep.
Okay, so you are instantly grappled. I will roll and see if she hits with that strike. She will not hit with that strike, by the way. In fact, I'm going to tell you straight up. So, first of all, you see her basically wrap her left arm around your entire right arm, as she begins to, once again, just like what she did with Landry, entangle it completely. with these vines. As she would basically raise you high up into the air and slam you down. And as she would slam you down, she would then begin to raise her other hand as you'd see her like begin to like attempt to basically swing directly down on you. And as she begins to do that, you would see as I'm gonna give it to, you know what? Okay, here. That's for Leo. That's right. Actually, no, there's only one person that can do this. So she rolled a nat 1. So here's what's gonna happen, right? You would see the one thing that is near her that isn't paralyzed, the golem, take a swing on her back as she begins to reel back to try and hit you with her other hand. So it will interrupt her attack, and she will take a damage from the slam attack from the golem, if you want to roll the damage for that. And it will be doubled because it was a nat 1. You will take 23 bludgeoning damage, by the way, Loki, as she slams you into the ground.
I have one thing I can do, even though I'm paralyzed, because the thing I have classifies it's a special.
Okay, which is?
I can unleash beetles.
Okay.
that is true.
28 bludgeoning damage, and that is already doubled.
Okay.
I
All right.
I know it's like, I know some people will be like, but that doesn't, I'm sorry, it says it's a special. Oh, I assumes I can use it.
Yeah, no, I mean, you probably could. Like, right now the weapon's technically enveloped with the vines, so you're releasing the beetles in the vines, if you did it right now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That means they can just start nibbling away inside her, and there's nothing that can do.
yeah, it's that weird thing of like, you can just release them and just guarantee that they do damage.
Can I just release termites and anti-plant beetles?
Now, if I remember correctly, it will have to be on your turn,
beetles.
But
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
I literally just realized I can do something. Like, I'm like, okay, my turn isn't completely useless.
Oh, man. As she will end her turn as, boop, boop. That is the end of her turn, as it now enters y'all's turn. Do you know what you want to do?
Also, I just want to mention this. I just remembered this. Sorry. There's currently 2 hordes of beetles loose.
Yes, they
Already?
are. They are actively... What is their movement speed again? Because they were attacking C'est Lava, if I remember correctly.
They movement of 10 feet. They're
10
trying
feet.
their best.
So right now, on that first turn, this actually explains why they didn't do anything on the first turn. Because on the first turn, they're basically getting to her, but they had to get past you, fly around you, and then they were like over the plasma pool. They can fly over the plasma pool if you want them to. Be like a little bait, like haha. Or you can put them on either side. You can have them float either there or fly to the demon.
They just like, it's the most like crawling, like, we are stealthy.
Oh, okay, they're crawling. Okay, beetles can fly. Yeah, they can crawl 100%. So they begin crawling off the dead body of Silava, and they begin crawling around the pool and around Loki to get to Faye.
So as she sees Loki, she just hears pop, pop, and she's like, oh my god, oh my god. Like, there's 4 hordes of beetles swarming up her body, just chomping away.
Wait, is it 4 or is it 2? Because you said there was 2 hordes that were
I'm
active
releasing
right now.
2 more.
Oh, yeah,
I'm releasing 2 more on my turn.
Okay, no, that's fair. So it's more of 2
So
are going directly up her, and the other 2 are going literally inside of her arm.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
Oh,
messed
God.
up. That is a horrible visual. Have you ever seen random thought? But have y'all ever seen the Egyptian? I do not remember the name, but there was a movie where it was the Egyptian. Yeah, the scarabs. The scarabs going. God, that used to mess me up as
It's
a kid.
called The Mummy.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's the
dude.
Mummy series.
It's a fucked scene. I'm just
Dude,
gonna
I
keep it a
had
buck.
nightmares as a kid when
I
I
hate
saw
that.
I legit had nightmares from that as a kid.
There are a few things that really fucking disturb me. The
That
thought
got
of
me.
bugs crawling under my skin is one of them.
Yeah, no, it's bad. So you can roll your damage while Carla starts at it. Also, don't forget to update your health and roll 20, because you were already at 57, were you not? Before you took the slamming damage, or is that what you ended up with?
No, I'm updating it. I was getting.
Oh, okay.
I was reading stuff because I was like, can I do anything, or am I just a waste of space?
No, that's valid.
I was like, am I just a waste of air? I mean, usually, but like.
God, hey now.
You are not.
Hey
Okay,
now.
so
I'll beat the crap out of you.
So Faye takes unavoidable 25 piercing damage as these fucking little shits of beetles just start nibbling away at her body.
And how much was it again? Just double check.
25.
Okay, 25. Okay, cool.
I almost feel like it's the most like Loki can't move, but he would definitely be smiling because he's just sitting there like.
It's that thing of like it's more of like you want to form a smile, but you can't because like right now your body's been essentially made numb, so you can't feel a single muscle in your body right now. That's what the sports have essentially done to you. But yeah, that's still funny. Lindry, what do you want to do?
Kirla is going to.
Well, my bad, wrong ruler. Sorry, dude, it's a fear of Shin. Yeah?
She's gonna throw a plasma bolt.
Alright.
That is not going to hit. That is a 12.
Ah, okay. Yeah, no, that will miss. So you hurl this plasma bolt, like, over Leo and the golem, like, in between the two of their shoulders. And you see as it begins to start making its way towards her, and you see her spin on a dime with her other hand, with her free hand, and she just smacks it. And it just goes splatting off.
Okay, and then that is a 26 from Firebolt.
Okay, that'll hit.
Oh my god. That is 19 fire damage. That is almost max.
Nice. You can see that one definitely hurt. Because you can see her begin to reel. As you can hear this almost demonic-like screaming. As she would just start to look towards you. As, if that is all of your turn, the only person that can actually do anything is the golem.
The earth golem can.
Yeah.
And something that I realized that the earth golem is, he counts as a siege monster.
Okay. He does.
So that wall right there.
Uh-huh. Is he
the
breaking
one that's
wall?
being a shit.
Yeah.
He's slamming into the wall twice.
Alright. Heck yeah.
I just love being like, fuck you.
Oh, man.
What the fuck?
Were those the hits?
Yes.
So a 2 and a 2. So you see as essentially he begins to, like, you basically command the Earth Golem mentally, and you see the Earth Golem begin to turn to the wall, and you see it, like, try to throw a, like... Yeah?
With the modifier, it's a 10.
Okay. With the modifier. So as it begins to, like, basically swing into the wall, you can see it crack a little, but you just see as it almost gets reinforced. Because it is made of magic, so you see it basically just reform back. He probably missed the AC by like 2.
Just love that, like, that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
That's, it's a wall, so it's not gonna have a high AC, but it still has an AC because it's a wall. Nah, you did try though. You can't do anything about that. Yeah, so it just begins to slam on it, but it just doesn't seem to be breaking through. You would see that the only other person that can actually do something is with his special, funny enough, is Leo. As Leo, you can see like basically him begin to close his eyes. As he regains a 4th level spell slot. As, yeah, he used Arcane Recovery. And
Good
next
for
up...
him.
Yeah! As next up is Faye. But before Faye, you would begin to hear that cowbell ringing begin to louden. Lindry,
Yes.
as you hear it begin to louden, you feel as if everything begins to almost freeze around you. All the movement, everybody who is currently moving and or just currently wavering back and forth from the spores paralyzing them, they begin to all freeze.
What?
Uh-huh. And you can just hear, "Oh, well, this is just quite a conundrum. What a shame. Hi, mortal. How you doing? You're, let's see. Lendry, right? You're Lendry, Catastrophe Pirates. You can hear this voice, but you don't quite see anyone right now.
Depends on who's asking.
Oh, just a fellow friend. As long as you allow me to be one. I'm Micaiah, a nymph minotaur, and, if you allow me to become one, a goddess. Let me be quite blunt. I like the party. I like your crew. However, I can't just give help for the sake of giving help. Wouldn't be very Fae-like of me, you see. However, I'm willing to cut you a deal to help you out a little bit here in your current conundrum. Because I've looked into the future, and I'm almost sure that you will die. Chances aren't very high. It's there. You do have a chance. I'm not saying you don't, but I don't want to dispersuade you. More of, it's not very high. Right. Apologies. It would be a little bit more polite if I showed myself, wouldn't it? As you would see, coming from, like, essentially off the tightrope, or actually, not really from the tightrope, yeah, no, more from the tightrope, a portal that would begin to form, very lightly. It's a very smooth opening of a portal. Because you've seen a lot of portals open because of the crew that you work with and the people you work with. You've seen the Vanas, which are very quick and fast-paced, but they swirl with speed. You've seen the Shadows, where it's almost misty but slow. You've seen so many different types of portals open up. But you've never seen a portal open up just as smooth as this one does. It almost opens like like a hypnotic pattern, the spiral. It opens like that. It opens like a spiral, as it begins to form a perfect circle. As stepping out of it would be, as mentioned, a nymph minotaur. Specifically, I'm going to write out her name, Micaiah. Who is this, obvious as she is part Fae, she's not a normal looking minotaur. You have this, like, blue fur. She's a fluffy, like, minotaur, like, from head to toe. She's wearing this almost like, think of like the Greek, like, robes. That's basically what she's wearing. She's wearing this, like, Greek robe, kind of an hourglass figure. These, like, bright purple, almost pinkish eyes. With horns that aren't quite Minotaur-esque, they more curve back like a tiefling's, with the way they curve. This long, flowy blue hair, kind of messy and curly, going every which way, similar to her fur. And these, like, golden, like, jewelry accessories, one going around her hips like a waistband, like a belt of sorts. Another going, like, near the wrists, and like a golden choker and a golden necklace. With this head, like, diamond symbol on the necklace, and then a little symbol for probably what is essentially going to be what she's hoping to make, her probably goddess symbol. But it is a very, very cow-like minotaur nymph. As she'll look to you and just go, "I'm Micaiah. It's good to meet you. I'm intervening, or if you allow me, because I saw a very horrible fate, and I need your life. But if you're willing to make a deal to save you and your crew, I'm willing to strike a bargain. Don't worry, I'm not asking for a soul or anything of the sort, if that's the thing that you're worried about. I already know you gave yours away long ago.
I did.
To a good
And
goddess.
I'm quite happy with who has my soul.
Of course, of course. Keesis is a lovely person. In case you're feeling like you might be in a bad area, trust me, I can rest you assured I mean well. What I'm aiming to become is a goddess of peace. And a goddess of milk, because I like cows, because Minotaur, like, they're nice, alright? Listen, I found out about you because your dad liked cows, but he couldn't have one because you were in a desert. It's how word gets around. But...
Dad always did want a cow.
He did. He talked a lot about it, but if you help me get to goddesshood, I mean, we can try and figure out a way to make desert cows happen. Your dad would be happy, even if he wasn't alive.
Cows! Desert cows!
Yeah. She would just go, fact is, I have an opposition I need out of my way. And you have someone you need out of your way. I lend you some help. You lend me some help. A simple deal, really. And I think you'll like the opposition to be removed as well. Because he's someone that we both share with equal hatred.
What is the opposition you need out of the way?
Well, it's a man that I think most of your crew wants dead. Luckily enough for me. Have you ever heard of the owner of the Navy? Basgoth Trar Dagoth? Dagoloth? Sorry. Slip of the tongue.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to repeat that because Acrid just distracted me beyond all belief.
Of course, it was Basgoth Trar Dagoloth. I will send you the name. She would just go, quite simply, he, similar to me, is of equal power right now. And if he is allowed to rise to godhood before me, well then he would take my spot because he also is aiming to become and she would put air quotes, god of peace. But he would be corrupted. His soul holds no good-hearted values. Surely you don't want him alive. She's saying this, and she's basically sitting down on the tightrope. The, barely still stable tightrope I will add you. Because, one of the towers already fell. The other one's actively on fire. But because the fire has been stopped, she's basically, time's been stopped. She's basically just sitting on this rope, as if it's not currently falling. Just kicking her feet.
No, she's just
I can't say I do want him alive. Considering the chaos that's been caused as a result of him.
Oh, but of course. So, my little one. How about that deal?
Fine.
Great.
You help us, and I'll see to it that he doesn't get there.
I'll help you happily. Now, obviously, normally gods shouldn't be allowed to enter combat. But let's say
you're not a god
I
yet.
did. Exactly. I'm not one yet. And they don't have the right to strike me. Here, catch this. And she would chuck you a bottle of milk. Drink it. It'll be worthwhile, trust me.
Kirla would drink it.
Alright. As you drink it, you feel as power begins to surge within you, and not just you, but you feel as if it has spread throughout your crew, as everyone levels up.
Oh!
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. As...
I have a higher max health now. Whoa.
Yeah. As,
I'll take it.
Alright. So as you guys level up, the next thing would happen, which is that the fight in time resumes. As, if I remember correctly, it is Faye's turn. No. Right? Yeah, no, it is Faye's turn. Yeah, so Faye's turn would begin. As far as everybody else, no, nothing happened. Except the fact that Loki, you can now see, because you're the only one facing towards her, you can now see that there is a bottle of half-drank milk in just Lindry's hand.
I'm not. No, I'm not asking questions. It's not worth it.
Dude, valid. So essentially the entire time she will be basically, you see that rope that was beginning to fall, you see it just stay there in air. And she continues to just sit there. Micaiah just sits there. As Faye's turn will start up, as she would raise her hands up to the sky, and you would see these roots begin to like basically thrash around. As she is going to pick 3 people, and I'm going to roll to see who she picks. That is for Lindry. That is for Loki. That is for Leo.
Bitch,
That is for the Golem. That is for Lavana. That is for Shin. Alright, so Loki, Lavana, and Shin will all be rolling dex saves.
I fail.
Alright.
Paralyzed.
You also, in case you are hurt everyone that got this, you wouldn't get a full rest from that melt from the level up, you would at least go to half health. Like, on the spot. So,
Oh.
yeah.
I just assumed we got the extra health from the level up. Cool.
Yep. So now everyone, you wouldn't get full health from a level up when it's like a mid-combat like this, unless there's specific reasoning for it. Like I did with, I think I did that for the Catastrophe Pirates, but there's specific reasoning behind it. So this is more of like a forced level up than a naturally gained level up. It's kind of that weird mix, because also last time it was an actual god that saved y'all. This time is a straight up, person that is leaning to godhood.
I thought this guy, what is his name? I keep forgetting.
Lemius?
No, I thought it was the other guy, the redhead guy that actually saved us then.
Redhead guy. Oh,
I forgot
him.
his
Yes. Sorry, I am apologizing. No, so I am misremembering correctly. Then no, yeah, y'all can get full health. I'll allow that. That's literally me just misremembering then. So no, I'll allow that then, because she would be stronger than Selava. You are correct on that. This is where I'm saying I've got a lot of stuff going on with this campaign. Honestly, there are small little details like that I will just straight up forget. So, it's always good to let me know. If you think something's off, let me know, man. That's how I correct stuff.
That's what I did.
Yeah. Alright, you're gonna need it anyways. Good thing. Don't forget to fix your health, Lindry. As yeah, she would begin to, those vines begin to thrash around as they basically come some of these vines are coming directly up from the ground and trying to strike upwards at you, while others are basically coming down and then diving down at you. Basically, you're having multiple vines and roots basically striking you at different angles. And it's really just a dex save to not get literally impaled. So I'm going to roll theirs as well. Bing bong. So let's see. Shindeo, dex save for you, buddy. Oh yeah, no, he succeeded with flying colors. And Lavana. Ooh, that does make sense. You are actively trapped up against a wall. What'd you get, by the way, Loki?
I'm still paralyzed.
No, because we did y'all's turn when y'all were paralyzed. We got that done. So technically, by now, when it reached her turn, you no longer be paralyzed. I'm sorry if I messed up my wording a little bit. I do apologize on that. So you no longer be paralyzed.
I just assumed I was paralyzed until the end of her next turn.
No. Essentially, when her next turn came around, you would become unparalyzed. I apologize. That is on me with the wording. Again, it helps to ask.
13.
Okay.
No.
At least it's not a crit then, at the very least, or anything like that.
Yeah.
So yeah. So you'll at least be taking full damage. You see Shin, just starting off with him. You basically see Shin basically jump onto one of the roots, basically shove off that one, as he straight up just dodges every single strike. As you see him jumping off of the roots, ducking under the roots, sliding. I'm gonna be straight up, he probably got some movement, so I'm gonna move him 5 feet. But he was basically just using it like a jungle gym. Lavana, however, just like you would see these vines come over the wall and basically strike her from multiple directions, as she doesn't have anywhere to dodge. And as for you, you would basically begin to move out of the way. You get out of the way the first 2 strikes as 2 roots come, basically like very much upwards into the sky, like maybe 10 or 15 feet up, and they come diving down. As you get out of the way of those, you basically jump back. You feel another one basically come from behind you and strike you, going all the way up your spine. As
Okay.
yeah. So, whoop. No, that's too many dice. Hold up, no. I overclicked. I'm not trying to do that to y'all. Okay, there we go. As you take, oh my goodness, she rolled horribly. You are so lucky. You only take 16 slashing damage, as it just drags across your back.
You know what? No.
Oh?
I'm gonna use the trait I never get to fucking use, Sadistic Rebound.
Which does...
I absorb the damage, so I still take it, but I get extra 16 damage to my next hit.
Okay. And then you would see her then bring her hands down, because she still is grappling you, if I remember correctly.
Unfortunately,
yeah,
bitch.
yeah. So actually, she won't bring her hands back down, because she will then basically, like, still having her arm up in that one weird position, basically stretch out the rest of her arm in that same way and basically fling you upwards and then bring you straight back down again. As she once again slams you into the ground. That's just going to be damage. It's no longer a hit till you get out of that. As she slams you down for another 3d10. That's another 19 bludgeoning damage that you would take. As she would basically, once again, bring you up and then bring you back down right after being... So, like, basically, you just had that, like, vine drag up your back. Then you get brought upward, slammed down. And then, that is, yeah. And then she gains this. Okay. And, yeah, that would be the end of the turn, is what I would say. But she is going to use her legendary action. So you would see as... I'm going to see who she goes for. Because the sorcerer did kind of piss her off. The sorceress. Apologies. That's for Leo. That's for the demon. That's for Levana. That's for Loki. That's for Shen. Alright. As she looks towards Levana, and you see her not move an inch. And out of the corner of your gaze, Levana, you see as two massive roots from both sides of you, from your left and your right, come driving towards you. And you are going to roll me a dex save.
Are they going for Kirla?
Kirla, yes.
Okay.
You've been saying Levana.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry. I am having a moment tonight.
You're good, but I was just like, I heard like Levana. I was like, well, Levana's fucked.
Yeah.
I was like, just like,
Apologies.
17.
We have a lot of L's in this crew, so it just kind of like, all right, that is gonna fail. I apologize.
That's why I keep referring to her as Kirla, because technically
Yeah.
Kirla is her name.
Technically, yeah. All right, yeah. So I'll just keep going with Kirla. Apologies. So you are going to take, as basically you feel these two basically strike into different sides of you, basically driving one up your back and one up across like your chest and torso, essentially. As they just go dragging and striking and then go back into the ground. So they go up and then go back down. So it's like it's like a jigsaw when you bring the saw forward and then you bring it backwards. And it's instead of doing like multiple times, it's just one up, one down. As it just drags across you. As it is obviously a legendary, so this is probably gonna hurt. Just don't be surprised. That is gonna be 58 slashing damage.
If not for the heal, she'd be dead.
Suddenly, Micaiah was right. Yeah.
Meanwhile,
there's Kirla's health.
Mm-hmm.
At
She went from
the dismal state that it is.
Yeah, she went from full health to 17 HP in a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kirla's hurting.
Yeah, it makes sense.
She is hurting.
By the way, Songbird
have a plan.
and Jezebel would have gotten out of the way. Jellyflay would be out of the way by now. But yeah, that is the end of her turn. You said you have a plan, so Loki, you can go next.
alright.
Oh yeah, by the way, like, Ziliana, the dead corpse, is scaring, Rabbit Boy out. Yeah, she's almost out now at this point. Actually, she could use her with her turn, so she'd be gone at this point, so. Oh, man. I'll let you know while you let me know what you're gonna do, Loki. You would see Shin sprint across.
Okay, bye.
As he has the movement. He has 60 feet, and that's something like, I think, a 40 or... I measured it already. I know he can reach it, but it was like a 40 or 50 foot, like, run.
It's 50.
Yeah, 50.
It's a 50-foot stroll for him.
Yeah, stroll. Essentially, even though it's a stroll, he would do a mad dash, essentially. As he would basically go running up, and he's going to attempt to get the, like, root off of Ublex, essentially.
So, while that's happening, I will state this.
Yeah.
Nibble, motherfucker. You take fucking 27 piercing damage from the beetles.
Yep.
Also, you need to roll a dex save to avoid the moonlit summoning demons.
That is true. I will also do that. Also, the beetles can just roll me because I don't think they have a con save, so they can just roll me a just straight save. The ones that are inside her arm. But alright, does a 22 beat the DC?
Sadly, yes.
So she will take half then.
Let me double.
That is 10 fire slashing.
Okay.
And that is halved.
Understood. Alright. What about that save for the beetles? That are in her arm.
They rolled a natural 18.
Okay. So you see as like her arm begins kind of like basically almost like lumping in a weird way, like as if like she's creating mass, and then like you would see it then like deflate, like as if it's pushing into her arm, like as if she's trying to crush them from the inside. But because they rolled high enough, the beetles are still currently alive, as she does not manage to crush them.
Yeah, I don't think they have a plus, so they just got a natural 18.
Yeah, they just have to roll naturals essentially. But yeah, okay. So they're not dead yet.
Good. Get Rex.
Every time they try to bite her, she will be rolling these saves to like try and destroy them essentially.
Alright, time for them to burrow out of her body. Dude. God. Just...
They could try to burrow, but they're beetles. Beetles typically, like, I'm gonna be honest, these are just like normal standard like beetles. They're probably not gonna be very good at burrowing like that. Like, they could try, but there's a lot of plant mass there. But what are you doing with the rest of your turn, Loki? You said you had a plan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they mostly burrow. That's fun.
Uh-huh.
Beetles are... I just looked up beetles. Like, do beetles burrow?
I know beetles, they do burrow, but I don't imagine they burrow fast. That's more what I'm trying to get at. I also don't know what they typically burrow through. That's more of where because I think it's just dirt, right? I don't know.
Yeah, they burrow through the ground.
Yeah, trying to burrow
Beetles
through...
can burrow through plants and wood.
Yeah, I just don't know what the speed of that would be. That's that weird, like, arbitrary thing I'd have to come up with on the spot. I'm gonna be real.
Okay. It's not a big
From
deal.
what I know, it's actually kind of fast compared to their body size.
Yeah, but compared to body size doesn't say much, because they also say that ants are 10,000 times stronger than an elephant, yet they don't actually lift anywhere near as much in total. But they say that because they can lift way more than their natural body weight than what an elephant can. But in the grand scheme of things, that means jack shit when an elephant weighs, like, over 1,000 pounds on average. Like, that's why I'm like, that doesn't say much in the long scheme of things, but I get what you're at. I get what you're going. There's probably some guy that's like a bead nerd, like a beetle like nerd, just in the comments like, well, actually. Dude, I crave for the day when we have a beetle nerd in the comments.
Okay, so
Yeah.
oh, shit, I don't think I can do my fucking idea because the
Oh?
stupid fucking grapple. I can't. Fuck, goddamn.
You can roll a bonus action to try to get out of it.
I know, like, that's the problem. I don't want to waste my bonus action.
Fair enough.
Hey, a bitch. Wait a minute. Well, I didn't want to. Oh, well. Wait. No, this would save me time, I think. No, it wouldn't. Okay, whatever. Dude. Alright, so Loki's gonna activate a, with his left hand, because he still has his arm.
Yeah.
He's gonna tap a little pendant that's been hanging around his neck. As, he would just go incorporeal.
Okay.
As he activates the Phantom Cloak, so he just moves his body out of her, like, fucking let go of me.
Yeah, no, that works. Yeah, he can do that.
It's just the most, like, let go.
Oh, man.
Stop. Like, it's just the most, like, stop it.
You feel, by the way, like as if your power has been boosted from a bonus action of a certain someone on a tightrope. You'll know what extra damage you'll get when you actually hit.
Oh, okay.
You also get a +5 to your attack roll.
Alright, so in that instance, I'm going to, I was gonna do this anyways, so I'm gonna do this. Loki's chains would, like, essentially spin as they would essentially wrap around his arms, kind of jab into his arms, and then come lashing back out as he essentially does Sinful Slash to himself, using one of his attacks and then unleashes his 2 chains.
Okay.
As essentially, I'm burning one of my extra attacks to just fucking hit myself to enact my Sinful Slash damage.
Okay.
Yeah, as it's like his arms temporarily become corporeal just so he can hurt himself. Like,
All right.
it's the most like. Also, he can't talk right now. So,
Yeah. You can't say anything.
yeah. So I have a +18 to hit.
Okay.
Because of her +5 on top of the Chains of the Hive having a +13.
All right.
Alright, so I'm gonna make my 2 swings. It's just kind of 2 overhead chain strikes.
All right.
Okay, as that is a 24. I rolled really low.
That'll hit.
And then that 32.
32, they'll hit. Also, I'm so sorry, but I looked at the pirate talk, and I just grabs the picture. I'm like, hi, Nits, I can't take this anymore. Are you finding more of these AI images on Pinterest? Yeah, it's on Pinterest. I found that on Pinterest. Why are they also? That's not what I thought that was, but okay. That is something. She is, yeah, okay. But yeah, no, those will definitely hit.
Cool. Yay. Alright. I will roll my 2 hive chain damage. And what extra damage do I do?
So, on top of everything else that you were doing, right? You would realize that you'll do an extra 4d10 cold damage.
This is like a nerve flash for this lady then.
Yeah.
Because, so, she gets hit by, and this is all, okay, I'll do the, oh boy, here we go. This is Loki's first fucking attack is a lot of numbers. Here we go.
Okay.
So he does 16 slashing from the sadistic rebound.
Okay.
He does 23 slashing from his first chain hit,
Okay.
22 slashing from the second chain hit,
Okay.
32 fire damage, and that's what I rolled.
Okay.
And then 21 cold damage.
Alright. Yeah, no, she's not looking good. She's really not looking good. Gotta be honest, she had y'all on the ropes, and now she's kind of the one on the ropes. Straight up,
So do I?
they would have been way worse right now if y'all hadn't gotten the level up.
Yes. Did the fire damage get doubled?
I cannot say. Is there a reason why you're asking?
Yes, because I need to know, because the chains get a buff based off damage they do. They get their charges back based off damage dealt.
Okay, then yes.
Okay, because
I normally do not tell vulnerabilities unless it is a required or needed thing, so.
Yeah, I figured it did because you'd already mentioned she took extra damage once.
Yes.
No, he didn't.
Not directly. It was more of I said that with the fireball that she did let out a pretty pained scream, but from
you also did state when she said she did 7 damage. You said got it 14. You did say that.
I do. I'll do subtle mentionings, but I never outright will say, yeah, vulnerabilities, straight up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool. That's just more of I needed to know that because the chains, I have to deal damage to get the charges back.
Yep. All good.
Look. Okay, I got 2 of my charges back.
That's fair. That's fair. You would see, by the way, just quick little reminder, Shin would basically just go running up, slide onto his bag, bring his feet up towards the vine, and basically kick it off with both of his feet, knocking it off of Ublex as he would hop to his feet, pick her up, and begin running.
Fucking checks. Have a nice day.
Yes, so 10 more feet, so he would make the last little 10 feet backwards. Back to the entrance.
Good job, Shin.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He's so good to Ublex.
He does what he can. Lindri, what you got? Or Kirla?
Okay, Kirla. It's gonna do the movement. I have measured this. This does get her to the 30 feet that she can travel.
Without passing
She wants a more
by
clear line of sight.
That's fair. That's fair. Is she able to do that without going directly within the 5-foot range of Faye? Just to double check. I think she can, right? No, she could, because it would still be the 5 feet just to go like 1 over and still go, diagonal. Yeah, no, you're good. Never mind.
Because it would be 5, 10, 25. Oh, no.
No, you can move
Then,
diagonally. You can move diagonally. You're good. You're good. You can still make it. My brain went burr.
But yeah, I can do that without going into range.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
Cool.
So, I'm going to attempt Firebolt. Plasma Bolt. Why is this failing so hard?
You have rolled so many nat 2s.
Plasma Bolt just seems cursed. So, yeah, no, once again, you try to shoot a shot towards her, and she just once again knocks it away.
Apparently nothing I do is hitting this round.
Ah, it's one of those. So I'll
Demon Boyo!
Yeah. So yeah, while you're rolling for the Demon Boyo, essentially she knocks away the plasma bolt, and then she like causes a root to form in front of her to block the firebolt, essentially.
And the demon rolls a nat 20.
All right. Which makes sense because she's actively trying to block the literal fire coming towards her right now.
Yeah, so Demon Boyo rolls a nat 20. So that was the reroll to get it to not be doubled.
Alright.
So that's 8 piercing with... Because she's got allies within range, 24 sneak attack. Because that
Okay.
did go up.
Nice.
And
Alright.
then...
Necrotic.
Huh?
Necrotic.
Yeah, the necrotic, right. I need to roll that as well. That is 3d12. Okay, that is 11 necrotic. And he's going to try to hit with runic bolt.
Alright.
That is a 15.
That will hit.
So that misses.
Yeah, no, I mean, sorry, yeah, no, because her AC is a
Hit.
23. I don't know why I said that would hit. Ooh.
Man just wants the fight to be over.
No, I'm like having to read through the spells while also managing this, because I gotta figure out what Leo's gonna do.
Leo, cast, die.
Cast
Meanwhile,
die.
the Earth Elemental is
Yeah.
going to try again to destroy the wall.
Okay.
So that is a 20 for the first hit.
That'll hit.
And that is a nat 1 for the second.
Okay, so first you see him slam against the wall, and he does deal damage with that one. But the second, we'll say that the first strike is a nat 1, and then we'll do the second one. But go ahead and roll that damage. As he basically begins to slam, and you see his left, like with both arms, and you see the left arm basically snap and crumble. Because he is rock.
Oh,
So he's only able to do one attack now.
so
per
that...
turn.
So that is 18 times 2, because it does double damage
So
to
36.
structures and objects. 36 damage.
Alright,
total.
so just like how his left arm crumbles, so does the wall. as that side
Hey,
of the wall.
Lavana, you can escape now.
Yeah. As speaking of Lavana, she will look to Faye and just go, well, bye. As she throws her hit to them and then disengages. Roll the hit. That is a nat 1. So instead, actually, what happens? She jumps up, begins to run away as she's doing this jump to try and do like a jumping strike to throw her hip into her again. As she still gets to leave the range, all right, because she gets sent flying. As she gets hit mid-jump,
Damn
she's
it,
beginning
Lavana.
to throw her hip towards her, and you see Faye snap in an instant, bring her hand up, and swing her vine into her torso. As Lavana goes tumbling. As she goes rolling a good, 35 feet to the side. As she is now prone, and she will be taking... I'm gonna roll the damage here. I'll even roll it on her sheet so you can see it. Alright, and I gotta add on the plus. So that's a 25 doubled, so that's 50 damage to Lavana. So she's at 1 HP. As you see Lavana basically roll to the ground, coughing up blood. There is a trail of blood from where she flew.
Lavana!
Yeah. You would see Leo snap, his neck seeing her fly, and you just see him just bring up his left hand, just go, with the tome, toss the tome lightly into the air as it begins floating, and you see him face his palm towards Faye and just goes, just lightly, just a light murmur, go to hell. As you hear the loudest fucking blast of runic magic. As he uses
Only
runic
I'm the one
lightning.
that can be an asshole to the witch. Fuck you.
As specifically, it's a more specific version because he puts his hand on them when he does his palm. As is runic surge.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
He hit. That's 4d10 plus 9 force damage because he did it at the 4th level.
Oh my god.
That is 26 force damage. And you would see Faye begin to slump. As you can see her basically nodding in and out. And you would see Micaiah jump down from the rope, land on her feet, and just go, well, I don't really feel like this should be my kill. So, as Loki and Lindry, you get haste. How do you want to end this? As you feel your bodies begin to quicken.
I know what Loki's doing. It's just almost like...
Kirla has a vile glaive.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. Loki's about to, because I hope with the Phantom. I know it's not mentioned, but I don't know with the Phantom Cloak if Loki lightly floats because he does become like Phantom-like.
You're like a foot, not really a foot, like more like a few inches off the ground, essentially.
Hell yeah. Hell yes. I can go through things. Loki essentially just kind of spins his chains and just does 2 overhead swings, as he's also aiming to send this bitch's soul to Yanessa.
All right.
Kirla charges forward and stabs at where Faye's heart would have been, and just, this is for the real Loki.
All right. Yeah, as you basically thrust your glaive through her chest, and you see the two bladed chains come down her shoulders, essentially slashing downwards. As she would you see the life in her eyes. Well, not really eyes because it's kind of covered from the leaves. But you see basically the rose on her head, this sprouting head, begin to wither as the petals begin to fall, and she would slump downwards and become lifeless. As that would be the end of combat.
Alright, Loki's gonna then turn the fuck around. Look at yonder bitch that's behind him. And strike him as well to send his ass to Yanessa.
Yeah, you can send Faye's body to Yanessa, 100%.
No, it's also this fucking redhead. I forgot it. Yeah, him. I forgot his name again.
You're good. Yeah,
you chose so many difficult ass names for these people. Like, it's very fast. I'm not saying these names don't make sense for these people, but I'm sitting here going, I'm not gonna remember these. Like,
yeah, no, it's fair. It's fair.
It's almost like, oh man. This guy, redhead.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I understand.
Runs over to Levana.
That's fair. I'm gonna be honest, you and Leo are making their way to Levana.
There's the last little bit of Loki's rage before he's able to get it under control is sending this fucker to Yanessa, and then he's like, okay, I need to calm the fuck down.
Yep. Yep. Oh,
Kirla
man.
doesn't have anything for healing.
I do.
Let me see if Leo does. I know you do. You're on your way. This is more to see if they can do anything before you get on over to actually heal. I don't think he does either. No, he doesn't. Yeah, so if anything, he would just at least kind of kneel down with Kirla, just kind of checking on Levana. Levana's getting up. There's definitely, blood coming from her mouth, and you can see where, she's definitely, clutching that area of the torso.
Dude.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here now imagining. They just hear the crack of Loki's chains as he just slams his chains out in front of us, as string just rushes out past him, as it goes in between Leo and Kirla, and just wraps around Levana, as it's just almost like, get fucking healed.
Oh, man.
Have fucking health. I have almost none of these left, but have fucking health.
Alright.
Also, because I leveled up, my healing string is stronger.
Nice.
Hell yeah!
It now does 10d8. Get 60 health, bitch.
Alright. So she gets back basically to 61 HP. Look, you can see where the blood would basically start coming from her mouth, because it was not stopping. She was still very much just bleeding. But you would see they would at least begin to stop as she would start to get up.
Kirla has a bit of blood trickling from her mouth.
Yeah, it was a bit of a rough fight.
But she's ignoring that because Levana
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You can see her just go, right, thanks. God, that one hurt.
Kirla, you get hit in the back by string and gain 53 hit points.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. Meanwhile, the blur known as Shin is out of the building now.
Loki also then just goes, and now we make our grand fucking escape.
Uh-huh. You see Micaiah just she would look to you, Lindry, just go, have fun. I'll be watching.
Thank you.
Of course. As she disappeared.
Alright, we get out of this godforsaken tent.
Yeah, you guys finally get out of the tent. You can start making your way to the shore. You do remember that there was a talk about admirals or navy, at the very least, attacking the ship. You can see, like, it doesn't sound like cannon fire, because you could hear, like, in the circus tent there was cannon fire. I had mentioned that.
Yeah.
You don't hear the cannon fire anymore. So, when you guys arrive to the ship, it's like maybe, I think, like a 5-minute run. It's not a massive island or anything. This is definitely one of the smaller islands of the Skazi Empire. You would begin to make your way towards there, and you would see the ship is still standing. You can see that some of the people on the crew are a little battered. You can see 5 Navy ships on fire. And... Yep. You can see skeleton archers on the shore. Because it is a kingdom run by necromancer or lich.
Oh,
So-
right. The Navy isn't welcome here.
Mm-hmm. So you see where they have like fire arrows, like they were just they're just standing around now, like what do we do? We were summoned, now what?
Okay, I legit forgot that. I was like, no, the Navy is. I thought it was like my brain was like, oh, it's our crew versus the Navy. Then, no, the fucking island's gonna help.
Yep. So there's those 5 on fire. There's another one that's like basically been what looks like to be like crashed into a massive rock near the shore. There's 2 others that have been beached and destroyed. And it looks like there might be one that might have been sunk because there's like all you can see is the flag post sticking out of the water.
Loki just looks and goes, that was goddamn, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah,
I was like, God fucking damn, goddamn.
There's a lot of dead Navy on the shore, and there's a lot of dead skeletons on the shore as well. There's even a few like actual Fae people that are on the shore. They normally just tend to let the army deal with it from what it looks like, but you can see where there's like a few like fairies and satyrs kind of just like on the shore, some of them are untouched and some of them are definitely a bit injured. It looks like the archers and like the magic users are the one that are untouched, and you can see where the marshals were definitely dealing with the brood of it. Cause you can see like a swordsman like satyr standing there like cuts up and down his body, like covered in cuts. You can see another one where like you can see where he probably got shot in the leg. Because there's just like they are actively bandaging his right knee, so. But yeah. You can see your crew as well. They aren't looking amazing, but you know they're alive.
That's important.
That's the important thing.
You can also hear Gildart threatening somebody on the ship.
All right, I'm getting.
Oh dear.
All right.
Gila makes her way up.
So you
Who
get
the
up
fuck?
to like the main area of the deck, and you see tied to the crew nest is 2 admirals. As I'll get the pictures. These were actual guys that you could have ended up fighting. You didn't end up. They ended up attacking the ship rather than the tent. You can see a man who is like. You can see where he's like this like white-haired guy. His entire right arm seems to be made of tentacles rather than just a normal arm. But he looks mainly human. He's got like a bunch of black tattoos like across his torso and his left arm. Kind of silverish eyes and a black pants, somewhat like kind of like skinny jeans type of pants, and like a white shirt that's relatively open. He could button it up, but he just doesn't do it by the looks of it. And then you have the other one, which is another one that is a little bit like what looks like he was probably the marshal, and it looks like the other was probably more of a magic caster. But you can see another Admiral tied to there. And it is a Eldrin by the looks of it, or probably was an Eldrin. They're probably a Dryad now, but it's like ginger hair, fairly long, like goes down to the hip. You know, pretty wavy. These like curly, like wooden made antlers that grow from like, you know, the top of their head and kind of arch backwards, kind of a bit, kind of similar to the Tiefling's one, with kind of like a druidic green robe, with a hood on it, and like black pants and leather boots. And a lot of freckles, a lot of freckles, and very, like, blush red, like, cheeks, essentially. As, yeah. You can see that Gildart has just, like, he has the smelling salts. He has them back again, and he's, like, waving it, like, in their face, like, listen here, you're gonna tell us everything we need to know. And if you don't, I swear...
Gildart!
Oh, hi, you're alive. Good.
Hi, but we're back. Well,
Hi.
yeah. He looks around at the rest of the crew and just looks at Gilder like, I feel as if I'm missing some key information with you to be doing this. This looks like you've done that before.
Yep. Oh.
Look, he wasn't here. He doesn't know about it.
Yeah. He definitely has. You get that feeling. He definitely has. Yeah, no, straight up. Some of the people are definitely more injured than others. Gilnard looks to be pretty beaten up at this point, too. Like, he himself.
Yeah.
You can see where, like, they've patched him up in, like, multiple areas, and, like, the bandages are even still kind of soaked in blood. You can see Pike is standing there, kind of just, like, watching behind him silently. But he even looks a little battered and bruised. Yori, you can see where she has gotten, like, just a black eye, on the right side of her face, so her right eye is just a complete black eye. You can see Shin's just checking on some people. It looks like he's gotten Ublex to, like, her, like, quarters now at this point. As well as other people have probably been brought to their quarters, anyone that got knocked out, aka Ublex, and Yusaki. And as well as Songbird, who's probably just been given a random guest room near the bottom area, because y'all do have some new rooms.
Yes.
You can see Varara is pretty broken. Like, straight up, she's missing her right arm. And it looks like the visor that she uses to, like, look around, aka her eye area, is just cracked. It looks like parts and areas of the, like metallic armor that's built to protect the wires. It looks like some of it has been outright splintered and or just dented in. Because Sheshe, you can see that his goggles are broken. And, you can see that he's actively trying to work on Lavana. It doesn't look like he got hit as much, but it looks like even he had to fight a little. You can also see that... Yeah?
The angriest person here is easily Kasheshe.
Oh yeah. No, he isn't his number chip herself. Like, he's just unspeaking and just like he's walking around angry. There's just that
like...
walk. Uh-huh.
I feel like his ears are just
down,
straight back.
Oh yeah, definitely. They are down and straight back.
And his tail is constantly flicking.
Oh no, it is.
In the most pissed off, those motherfuckers, and just these tiny little growls.
Yeah, not even just that, but it's like, you know, like when a cat gets really mad, they're like their fur starts to fluff up. Like, it's at that level.
Yes, the naturally fluff is now ultra fluff.
Yes.
He's so pissed.
I present to you the Omega fluff. Touch it and you shall die.
Kirla looks around and just... You want to fill us in on what happened?
Right. So these two dipshits, and he kind of just when he says dipshits, he like puts the smelling salt actively to the male admiral's nose and like shoves it to the nose. you see like the guy immediately go to hold his breath like you can see him just go, these two idiots decided it would be a smart idea that while you were off to the tent to get information, that they would attack the Navy. Apparently, the reason was for the Warlord, because since the Warlord's no longer a Warlord, they could arrest them. Smart idea that was, huh?
Carla just reaches out, takes the salts,
He
and
still
puts
had
her
it at the
thumb over
nose.
the opening.
I feel like the Admiral's sitting like, hold your breath.
Hold
Hold your
your
breath. Con is not my thing. Con is not my like,
Oh man. Yeah, no, you can take
magic
it from him.
caster. The magic caster having to hold his breath.
He had it
Just
towards the male, which is
takes-
probably the marshal. But yeah.
Just
Ugh.
takes the smelling salts carefully, puts her thumb over it, and just... Right. Where's the lid for this?
Here. He gives it.
Begrudgingly.
She
Yeah.
puts the lid back on. I'm holding on to this for the moment.
Do you want me to put hot sauce on their eyes? That's an idea.
No!
Not yet.
Alright.
Yet.
Don't
Look,
encourage
he hit
this.
the yet though. He did say yet. Like it's the thing of if they don't give
man.
me answers, then absolutely.
Mhm.
I do not give a shit.
Oh man.
Loki would go, well, you won't need to worry about your fucking warlord. She's dead. As is the majority of her fuck-off crew.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
The Admirals don't seem to be saying anything, but it's that look of just utter defeat. Like, how the fuck did we lose? Like this should be under our pay grade. How the hell did we lose? Yeah.
As Loki would just go, as you can fucking see, as he just motions to what I'm sure is a burning circus. That's been 5 minutes of a fire spreading.
Oh yeah. It looks like the circus has been burnt down now. At this point, there's mainly just smoke. But it looks like she's at least, Makaina probably at least put out the fire so it didn't spread to the town. But you can still see the smoke still rising from like just the leftover ash and such. The soot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. It's a now. You have a fucking option to deal with. We can either feed you to the Fae or figure out what you know. And then, if you're lucky, we'll let you go. Because it's not worth killing you yet. Unless you deserve it. I don't know yet. I don't know who you are. I don't remember. Who are you? What's your names? Then I might remember you.
You would see the Admiral male. You see him like almost just refusing essentially to even talk. But you can't roll a persuasion check to see if you can at least get the lady, the Dryad, to talk.
I'll be real. Loki goes, got it. Like in his head, he's like, got it. Shark bait. Like,
Oh man.
we can get food by sacrificing him and using his body as bait.
Oh man, that's an idea.
Hey, so there's a thing that the Shadow Demon can do?
Uh-huh.
What's that?
This fun little thing
Uh-huh.
What that?
called Demon Possession.
Okay.
Wait, can it? What the hell?
You possess people.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats, you are limited to their abilities, though.
Fair enough. That is something he
Would
could
he
do,
be able-
yes.
I would, let's wait on that. Loki would look at the lady. He's like, okay, well, at least, hey, persuasion, I'm good at that. Gaslighting is my one fucking tool.
Yeah.
Not fun.
Loki's coming off real fucking persuasive with a 32, with a
Okay.
natural 19.
So you would hear her let out a sigh and just go, right. I'm Admiral Polyphus. That's Admiral Thorish.
History.
Yeah. Mollis would have known those on the spot, because he was the one that got like info on the Admirals at one point.
Son of a bitch. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty
Mullis would have
20.
killed them instantly.
Yeah, that is also true. He wouldn't
Yeah.
have given. He would have gotten their information and then snapped the necks.
All right. What are you trying to remember with that dirty 20?
Who the like just anything useful to know about them if I know anything.
Right. Okay. Hold on. Let me get some information on them then for you. Admiral Polyphus. You know that she was a Eldrin that turned Dryad due to constant overuse of Druidic magic. The horn she made, the horns that she has spread from her head is made completely of wood, and she is known to be a pretty lawful admiral. Which coincides pretty well with the whole nature, lawfulness sort of thing. Admiral Sorush is known to be one of the other 4 admirals. He is a necrotic Aasimar, actually, not a human. He just looks like a human. But he has inherited he's known to have inherited a rather dark mindset, known to be rather cruel, brutal, and aggressive. Not really has been known to show much care for his life. You also would know that he's not actually a typical person. He's an aberrant artificer, which is why he has that entire tentacle right arm. It seems like as if he uses an aberration soul to power all of his equipment, typically speaking, and he's known for relatively dirty tactics.
Right, so he's a dick.
Yes. So you have like a lawful neutral and like a chaotic evil, essentially.
Okay, so Loki would just sit there and he's just smile when he goes, "Well, then if you can talk, that'd be great.
Oh,
Like
there's
to
one
know
thing.
everything."
Common information. Because every admiral typically works under a general. So you would know that Polyphus typically works under, and I'm grabbing the name so I don't tell you on the wrong generals. You know that Polyphus typically works under... God, why did that go away? Don't do that. Stop that. Okay. You would know that Polyphus typically works under Zildov, General Zildov, which she's known to be one of the only possible generals that was lightly hinted that could be convinced to help you guys. She's known to be the more strategic and is known for her insane grasp on hemomancy.
Could you label these people with their names in that information? Because
I will.
fear I will forget.
I will write that down for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Whereas the other guy, Sorush, he's known to work for Kai Jiro.
Okay. Cool. Perfect.
Yeah.
Right, so we keep her alive and we kill him. Got it.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
yeah. So here's the fun thing. Loki would sit there and just go, "Well," he would just look at Soros. He goes, "You're not going to talk, are you? You're just going to sit there until we either kill you or let you go."
He looks to you, and I'll mention straight up, he's bloodied. Like, he looks like he's barely on the, brink of consciousness. You see him just give the dirtiest smile.
Loki would grab at a dagger at his belt, which is called the Shadow Glass daggers, which do not do physical harm. They just do internal. And he would imbue it with a sacrifice to Yanessa and then jam it into his head.
All right.
As Loki just goes, "Well, don't care. Don't eat
All right. Let me ask you something. When it comes to Admiral Soros, when he does his sacrifice, what does he want from Soros? What would he want to have done with Soros?
I know. I know with the other people of Faye's crew, that was very much a damnation type sacrifice.
Oh yeah, no. With the
Like,
others, it's a sacrifice. Typically, sacrifice. Yanessa's giving you an option.
Oh,
With Soros.
experiment with him. Make him something useful.
You might get him back. All right.
Loki would just pull back the shadow glass daggers as just this gleaming smile as he's like, I have a feeling something real funny's gonna come from him.
Oh yeah. You do that stab, you see Yanessa's like symbol imbue into the area where you stabbed, and you see his head slump.
Loki would then just turn to Admiral Polyus,
Mm-hmm.
and she would just see him put the knife away, like almost
Alright.
immediately, and his expression would go completely back to his normal, calm, happy space. Which
Yeah.
it temporarily went very purple and very fucking dark. Like a very oh, there's a little bit of that evil coming out. Oh, now it's gone.
Yeah, there it is. So what's your plan?
Well, I'd like to know what you know, and cause I have remembered you're not exactly a bad one, I'm not all that inclined to kill you. Unless you do something again to make us kill you. But if you just happen
good
to
to
have
know.
missed us, then oh no, you lived. Your crews just died, and we missed you when you were floating ashore.
Of course, of course. What exactly did you want to know?
As Loki's just whole little he's got a little bit of movements and sort of just wishy-washy, oh no, just a fucking
Yeah, yeah.
a lot more of his chaotic, neutral, friendly self coming back.
Yeah, yeah.
As he would just go, well, I'd wanted to know what you could tell us about everything that's going on, and if you had particularly known a piece of information that I wanted to know where the Emperor Innerfeller, that guy, do you know where he's at?
Feller. Right, okay, so, first of all, things going on. Actually, it'd be easier to hit up Innerfeller's bit. Before we start getting sidetracked. His location, as far as we know, we don't know.
Great.
He's the only general he's the only emperor that, doesn't have a home base. Typically, they build up an island. He has taken over islands, but he almost never visits them. He owns 21 islands, but he only shows up if they're attacked. And even then, sometimes he just sends a fleet rather than bothering. It really just counts on who's attacking.
Well, then I guess he'll start to know who I am.
Perhaps. As for the military, what exactly are you wanting to know about, just in general, just what we're doing as a whole? This bit? Or just Navy?
What would be useful for us to know about upcoming event? What about the Crux Dynasty? Because I know that my companion would want to know about that.
Right, Crux Dynasty. You probably would be on the path, I'm guessing, from there.
We're going there next.
Okay, well, I wish you the best of luck on that. So right now, there is... God, there's a lot going on over there. So, from what I know, one of the Admirals is over there. They're trying to lead a charge with the Navy to take over the area. Or more of... One of them is. The other one is against the idea. So...
Do you have their names?
There's Erdov and there's Umagig. And I think the reason for the entire rush to take over the dynasty is because of the bias from Umagig. Umagig is from the... Well, he's from the, Oh god, what's that empire? Hold on just a sec, I'm sorry. I'm a big nature person. I'm not a country person. Not really quite my go-to when I think of things that I want to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it just nods yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. There's a kingdom, oh god, the
Shazi?
Ophrate
Okay.
dynasty. They're known as the rivalry empire of the Crux dynasty. Crux dynasty believes in technique and ingenuity, which is why they're the most highly developed kingdom or dynasty specifically when it comes to the world. They're the most technologically advanced dynasty. They're not the most technologically advanced in the world. That's where the Hell-Chained Island comes into play. But they're run by an Empress Orc. And from my knowledge, Umagig is a part and from that dynasty. So my guess is he probably wants to take over that dynasty in honor of probably his home. And using the Navy as an excuse, most likely. Orcs do have natural bloodlust, so it would make sense.
I just said the name of the place we're going. I'm blanking.
Crux Dynasty. Yeah.
Let's destroy the Crux Dynasty, cause... bitch.
However, I do think, I don't know the full details, but I do think there's a third party. I don't know what they're doing there. They've been, I don't know if they're assisting the dynasty, or if they're simply just a third party that's just chosen to enter the fray with everyone. I don't know the details on that, however. Because this
strange
wasn't
third
my
party
mission.
throwing hands with everyone. That's just what I've written down. Like...
There's also the Admiral that's on the mission, but she's been opposing it. It's more like she went with Umagig, but has been trying to get him to retract. So she's refused to lift a hand in the entire thing. More just her just trying to be, hey, fucking stop type of thing.
So
Aradov.
Aradov?
Aradov, yes. She's the last Admiral of the four of us. She's a Harengan Paladin. She's been very much against it. As for... Oh, right, you would probably want to know this. I know you're probably thinking, oh, wow, you're betraying the Navy. I don't care about the Navy as a whole. I'm just here to try and actually deal with the genuinely horrible people. That's what I believed in. I believed in changing the Navy from the inside. That's why I'm here.
You're not the first I've read about that.
Yeah?
And I hope you're not the last.
Hopefully not. I know my friend Chow is also trying to do the same.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, I heard about her. Yeah.
Yes.
I read information from her.
That makes sense. Let's see. To be honest, attacking your whole crew, I wasn't really crazy about that idea either, but he decided to go all out. Serves him right.
Well, he gets to go to NASA and gets to have his body mutated and turned into something more useful and have his soul repurposed.
Of course. It's better for it, if anything. I'm going to be honest, it's more of like, if you can tell, I haven't really been hit that much. It's more if I let them hit me once or twice and then went, oh no, and then I just kind of pretended to fall. Yeah, like it's just like the clip with you. She has like one bruise. Like, that's it.
Loki straight up just starts cackling. And the most like, oh my fucking god.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, your little artificer over there, the little cat. Yeah, he looked really angry. I was like, I decided to let him get a little bit of anger out, so I just let him punch me. He had to jump for it, but I mean, I thought about kneeling, but I felt like that might make it worse.
No, that he might have stabbed you.
Yeah. I know. I can tell he has a little mechanism.
he would have.
Yeah. You can see, like, she said that. You saw him, like, turn his head.
I did.
And
I
you
do.
see
All
him
I'm
squint and then keep going.
Dude, all I'm hearing is like the you know, like the sound, this effect that's used a lot in videos, where it's like that grating, like stone on stone is just something slowly turned. Yeah. That's all I'm hearing for just Kisheshe just.
Yeah, it is definitely that. Oh man, we just here go right. Well, there's something else you should know. Your crew is you probably lightly heard about this. I would be surprised if you hadn't. There was a man that way back in Extracts before it was blown to smithereens. Usagi, one of your crewmates, ducked underneath the person, hit them in the balls. That man is very much actively still pursuing your crew. He's like a vice admiral now. He's gained an actual...
Seriously?
Yeah, he's gained an actual ranking. He's a paladin of vengeance, I think. I think
Loki's head just flops back and then was like, ah.
I don't know when he'll catch up, but I know he's catching up pretty quick.
Okay.
Of course
Use
he is.
doggy, ball, punch, victim is a vice admiral and is
He went from
approaching
let that soak
quickly.
in. Let that soak in.
He went from
being
a fucking
grunt
grunt
to a vice admiral.
in 2 months.
A human, by the way. It was a human. Humans are known for that short lifespan, but they get shit done.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay.
He got some of his like main buddies that he grew up with and joined the Navy with to join him in his fleet. So, best of luck. Let's see. What
I'm
else?
assuming we won't be able to do to him what we're doing to you right now. We'll just fuck off.
Oh no, most definitely not. You're probably going to have to kill him.
Oh no. Another sacrifice to Yanessa. Anyways.
It's a human. It's
just
fine.
almost. just no. Anyways.
Right. What else? The Ingerhay Sea should be relatively free from Navy if you're going through there eventually. Not that we aren't going there anymore, it's just more of a lot of Navy ships are either staying in their said seas or they're already in the Blood Sea because of the upcoming, party with the Global Nobles. I think that's going to be a massacre. I doubt that's going to go smooth, from my understanding.
Loki's smiling. Loki starts smiling immediately.
I've just been keeping an eye, and there's a lot of things that are not going to... Things are definitely... Okay, let me put it like this, right? Just keeping an eye, right? The Furbolg pirates, you know them. The ones run by Gildar. Not by Gildar. That's your crew member. Gulthine.
Yeah.
She's making her way to Whiteside right now. She has her full crew. I know her. She's an old friend. That's why I haven't bothered attacking her.
I sent her a letter. I don't know when she'll get it.
Considering how far away you are from her, it might be when she gets to Whiteside. Though if she hasn't asked you for any help, then she might be really confident if she's not telling you anything. 'Cause she's
I
brought
know
back
that
not just furbolgs, but she has a few giants on her ship.
I know that I know someone previously on this crew made an agreement with her, and I was letting her know I would uphold it.
Right. Well, it looks like you might not have to, but it looks like you'll probably still meet up with her. Because I keep eye contact with her, and the last thing she sent me was that she planned to very well attend, quote-unquote, that party.
Oh, I will be too.
Yeah, okay, great. So, you can expect to see all the generals there.
Oh, great.
I think the owner's gonna be there. So the man himself, man of the hour. I think there's other pirate crews heading there. I think I heard the Mint Pirates are heading there. So that's that.
Oh, good to see Keg is alive. Oh, I'm so happy.
See. Yeah, Kadan's still alive. Who else? Is there anyone? Oh, right. I heard that the Love Pirates got themselves back in order again now that the captain found, and I think he's gonna head there, so Captain Rhydon's heading. I heard Nappa might show up, so she might start messing with the place.
Oh, yay.
And it sounds like some of the Warlords might make a move. So tensions are high. Or the ex-Warlords. I've heard light rumor that Genesis might make a move. As well as Kush Thor. And, right, I don't know. I'm really hoping this isn't the case. But it sounds like the Emperors might make a showing. All three of them.
Well, one of them will hopefully die before that happens.
Trust me, people will die. Either it's gonna be the generals or it's gonna be the emperors. It might be a bit of both.
Oh, I hopefully plan to run into Innerfeller before that whole party. I hope to, at least.
Best of luck.
Yeah, everybody gonna be at the fucking party.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think that's all I can really tell you. We don't have a lot of people up in Ingerhaze, so that place is kind of out of my range. I typically deal with the Facey. That's my station. So I don't know anything in Ingerhaze. Oh, right. Be careful heading through Ingerhaze, though. That's where Cursor is his main area is at. And I think there's a mafia in the Blood Sea, but I don't know if they're gonna do anything. That's always 50-50 with them. They're typically fine unless you, like, do something to bother them. So there's that weird fourth party. She kind of, like, throws her... Like, you can tell, like, if she could throw her hands up, she's tied up. If she could throw her hands up, she would. Like, it's the fourth party, along with the third party.
Oh god. Okay, hold on. Let's hold on down here. Mafia in the Blood Sea.
Yep.
Fourth party that's kind of just there.
Yeah, basically. Oh man.
Kushsor, in the Ingerhaze Warlord guy.
Kirla is trying not to interrupt, but she also has her own questions to ask of this person.
There you go.
Okay, what you got?
Kirla would just wait for Loki to finish and then just, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
You said there was a party that a lot of global nobles would be at.
Mm-hmm.
Global Noble Vamaya. Is he going to be there?
Global Nobles of my... He most definitely will be.
Yeah.
Good.
I will warn caution. He is one of the only global nobles I know that actually went out of his way to learn to fight. Because he was a general at one point, and then he chose to become a global noble. Because he just gained that much wealth. So, do be careful. I know in the past, I don't even... Okay, straight up, I'm going to be real with you here. From what I know, most of his history is confidential. Like, I don't even know most of the things he's done. Because he had a similar role to that of one of our other generals. Have you heard about the Shadow General? Lightly been talked about. Kind of a bastard, comes from a dynasty. Kind of known for his insane assassination attempts, and often succeeds Asabi Tadai. He's from the Trinidad dynasty.
I have not.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Right, okay. Well, he's one of the three ones that are known. There's him, Kaijiro, and yeah. He's not talked about much, though, which is why I'm not surprised, because people don't know much about him. He basically took over that role for that global noble that you're speaking of. So similar to him, he worked in the shadows. So most of his information is confidential. The one thing I know is that there was like an old forgotten island that I found when I was sailing at some point. Had a bunch of ruins. I even met some boy there, but he said that he didn't want to leave the island because he was still studying the ruins. He was some celestial summoner. He apparently was the reason why that entire new race that was forming on the island was slaughtered. That's the only thing I know.
You're sure this is the Global Noble Vamaya, the Cherubim?
Mm-hmm. cherubim, quote unquote.
I'm guessing his wings are dyed. Fucking.
It's so here's the thing, right? Cherubims typically have to stay in a good mindset in order to keep their white wings. My guess is that he's gaslit himself into thinking that his morals are good when they're not. In other words, as far as he can tell from the greatest moment, he thinks that he is probably the best person in the world when he isn't. So full of himself that he's managed to keep his white wings in Halo.
I think it might be time for a reality check for him.
Perhaps so.
Well, that being known,
Mm-hmm.
Loki is going to then walk over and be like, well, alright, well, that being known, you can't. He just untied the thing. He goes, you can see yourself off my boat. Just the most like.
I will see myself off the boat. You have a good day. And don't worry, none of it will be reported because I frankly don't care about the actual government. Like I said, just trying to fix it.
Yeah, good to know.
Grand. She would pop off.
As Loki's then gonna grab the now on the ground corpse, drag that fucking Admiral Sora. She's just like, alright, don't need your corpse anymore. But in fish bait. Yeet.
Yeah.
Just into the water.
So as you throw him into the water, you see this massive blue swordfish with these like yellow horns sticking out of its head with yellow spots and dark purple like stripes going across its body, and like the fins are purple rather than the blue. Basically jump out of the water and put its sword like area of the body directly through his torso and then dive back down as you just found Steve.
Yay!
Kirla would just... Well, that was an interesting fish.
I'm gonna call him Steve.
Steve.
Yeah. Steve seems fitting. Steve's a good name for him.
Dude, as Loki just sits there, like, slowly, like, moving side to side, like, oh, God. Fuck. Like, it's that slow, like, oh my God.
Oh, man. But yeah, you've done it. You got into your information. Yeehaw.
Yeah. Yahoo.
And your
fucking...
crew is good. So...
Are they all alive?
They're all alive. Like...
No lifelines popped.
No lifelines popped. Though a lot of people don't get any lifelines, except the ones that got, like, the one from Lindry. The only one that looks unscathed is Olana. She looks completely untouched, but you can also see that Nathio, who is, like, sitting beside her, you kind of get the vibe, oh, he probably protected the Celestial. The Infernal. He looks like he has been sent to hell, came back after getting beaten up by several different demonic beasts, then fought some more, got beaten up a second time, got sent back to hell. Like, he looks bad. She's sitting over, like, she like, has him sitting down, then she's sitting beside him like, heal. Here, I'm sorry, here. You're fine. It was of my own accord. I chose to do that. No, I'm sorry. I should have stayed out though. I should have flown. You would have been shot out of the sky.
Loki just was like, alright. Alright, at least they're not throwing hands.
Yeah,
It's good
yeah.
to see that there's two ways that there was two ways that relationship went. Either they were best friends or Nathio killed her.
Yeah,
Like, there was two
honestly,
ways that went.
It gives the vibes more of like Nathu's the most just like a protective brother in the fact of like I will beat the living shit out of you type of thing if you get near them. That's kind of the vibe you've gotten.
Hell yeah.
Tito
No one's
look-
allowed to hurt my sibling except me.
Yeah, yeah. Meanwhile, you look at Tito and she has like a blackened soot face. Like you could tell she threw some dynamite at some point, like when she was in the range of it. Because like
He just looks up.
yeah,
He just looks up.
Huh?
Did you learn a new trick?
yeah. You wanna know what I
Dynamite?
call it?
What?
I call it party.
Hell yeah.
It's where I grab my dynamite and I shove it down someone's throat and light it.
I approve. I like this tactic.
Yeah, and since I always have my cigarette, I just use my cigarette to light it.
Loki will remember this.
Hell yeah.
It's that little just icon pops up in the top left corner. Like, fucking...
Oh man. Look over at Barf, and she is like actively on a different sunken boat. And you can see her like shaking some guy, like, alright, like just shaking him, and then you see her tear off an arm. And just gonna like put it in her mouth and then keep shaking him, pat him down. It looks like she's quote unquote looting the guy.
Loki just goes, "You good?"
You hear from afar, because she's got a mouth in her arm. Or an
Oh,
arm in her
Loki.
mouth.
Loki just sits there like, "All right, nobody tell her what happened."
You see her bite down and the arm just falls out because she just takes off like chunk. Like you can hear it from here. Like the bone crack.
Ah, yes, no.
Yeah, yeah. Then you see her tear off a
Kirla
leg.
would
Uh-huh.
just, Borf, we can't understand you when you've got limbs in your mouth.
You take her, you see her just hold up her finger like, wait, and then swallow. And just go, you want a leg? It's the best part.
No, thank you.
Oh, sure? We can put it up like a stew if you want it cooked. Like, I like it raw, but like, we can have it cooked if you want.
I'm positive. Enjoy your snack.
I'm gonna keep looting. You see her just bite into like the thigh and just tear out a chunk.
Loki just looks at like, "Right, so we've got
She's treating it like a drumstick, straight up.
hell yeah."
Yeah, yeah.
Look, he's gonna look at that fucking. He's just looking at that, like looking at it like, "All right, that ship is being looted." TM.
Uh-huh.
Kirla just
Yeah.
very quietly. No one tell her Yisagi's unconscious.
Nobody. You can see,
No one.
you can see the gist of like, you can see that it is still like aggro. It is still aggressively like pacing the deck. Because all it saw was Ooblex unconscious. You can see like it is like even just the Admiral getting up to move, you see it immediately begin to rush to her, and then you see Terexia, your slime druid, bring up the spear from it like, hey, it's being left
No.
free. You're good. You're good. And you can just hear, it is almost like an unearthly growl coming from this thing.
Loki just looks at it like, oh my gosh, we should have dragged her off like she was unconscious. Like that would have been way smarter. Like that would have been way better.
Yeah. Oh god, you can see Galacia is like, which is one of your slimes, your slime sorcerers. You can see she's like relatively untouched. Like you can tell where like a bit of, she probably got slashed once or twice because it looks like a bit of her cloth that she uses, like that dress that she has, is a little torn. Like it looks like it has a few slashes, but that's about it. Ramiro, he already had a hold up slime outfit that he made for himself. It's got even more holes, like a lot. It looks like he got shot an obscene amount of times.
Dude, it's just like the most like, hey, how you doing, man? He turns, there's just a giant cannonball hole, and he's like, I'm doing great.
Yeah. No, he turns around to look at you, and you just see like a hole in the side of his torso. And he's like, I'm fine. Why?
Do you need to absorb slime or anything?
No.
To
So
heal?
I'm not like Glacia over there who can absorb water and be fine, or slime. She could just repair herself. She's more of a water slime. I'm more straight acid. It'll just reform. It's fine. I don't feel a thing. I really don't have damaged cells, actually, now that I think. It's weird. The others have damaged cells. I don't. The other two get them. I don't know why I didn't get them. So I don't feel a thing.
Barbarian.
As long as you're sure you're fine.
I'm fine.
Loki just sits there like, so if I was to hit you with acid...
Loki.
If you hit me with acid, I mean, it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't damage me. It might heal me. I don't know. Nobody's hit me with acid before.
Wow.
Loki.
What? I'm trying to see if we can help. I don't know. Acid splash. Yeah. Just a fucking... So just like a bubble of acid forms. It just goes da da da.
Heck yeah. yeah. So I'll roll to see if this actually does healing or not. Actually, you know what? No, I'm the DM. Screw you. No, it heals.
Cool. So he gains 11 health in like the goofiest way possible
Yeah.
as this bubble forms next to him and pops.
Yeah. So you form the bubble, and before it can even pop, he just puts his hand onto it, like, all right. Just absorbs it. You see a little bit of the hole patch up. You just look this direction and just go, right, you have that too. Spam it.
Loki just starts chuckling. I found out something new. Fun.
Oh,
You are a
man.
menace, Loki.
Alright, so we know how's Asta?
Asta, she's like actively re-sewing her dress. So right now she's just wearing like a tank top and some like baggy pants. Because like her entire nun clothing, it looks like it got torn to shreds. It looks like she was probably dealing with like the more like claw-based enemies. Because there's like claw marks up and down all over the area. And it looks like straight up, like there's one area of like the sleeve that got straight up violated. Because the right sleeve is just literally split, like split in half. Like someone grabbed it and tore it straight down.
Carla just walks over with her sewing supplies and just need help.
That'd be appreciated. Having to patch it up. I was trying to keep them from getting to Pike so he could continue healing. Even though I'm a healer, but I have more...
He just sits down.
Yeah. Appreciated.
Just takes a small section and starts sewing.
Okay, so we know Pike's okay. I
Yeah.
think we got everybody.
Heck yeah. You got everybody. You know how Leo and the others... I will mention this, by the way. After that level up, you'd see that Leo is uninjured now. So she straight up Micaiah just straight up healed the injury up.
Fuck yeah.
I feel as though at this point, Miko just kind of comes up to Kirla
Okay.
and just rests his head on her leg.
Heck yeah. 100% he can do that.
Just like, eh.
You can. Oh, that reminds me. Yeah, no, straight up. Miko even had to help fight a little bit. So Miko had, like, you can see where a little bit of fur got singed a little bit.
Oh, buddy.
You can see, for Moo, it looks like Moo got in a fight with, like, probably just something really weak. But, like, it looks like Moo's still like, alright, I contributed. He's got, like, a bruise. he did what he could. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, I got this.
I don't know why, but it's just like some sort of illegal like pet fighting ring where like you just see this little Pompey going up like this decrepit imp. Like it's just this fucking like
Actually, funny enough, I was about to get to this, but you can see that beside him is your Floxer that we never really talk about.
yeah.
Which is like dragging very slowly an imp. and most likely the Pompey and the Floxern ganged up on it. And maybe the Cinder Dash too, because the Cinder Dash is sitting on like the imp's head.
Kirla just
Face
picks up
down.
Moo,
Yeah.
puts him on her shoulders, and just, there you go, Moo.
Thank you.
Good job, Moo.
Thanks. Oh man, but yeah.
Dude, look, he just looks over at the fucking Fluxer and it's like, I just to watch as it drag the body and the most like, I'm gonna let him have it, whatever he's doing with it. I'm not gonna stop it. I'm not gonna stop the Fluxer.
Oh man, Geralt would look to the two of you, by the way, and just go, right. So what do you want me to do with the captives?
How many do I have?
Hold on. And he goes down to the brig.
I'm going with. It's almost like it's stupid for me to make you walk back up. Hold on, I'll just come back.
I'm helping Asta. Just, that's
Yeah, I'll deal with the
Yeah.
captives. Oh boy.
You can help out Asta. She does appreciate it, by the way. She mentions how like she was doing well at first against them, and then they started attacking her like as a group. Like before it was just like a grunt comes up, oh no, and then like later on it was like 7 grunts surround her, and she would just flashbang them. So it was that sort of stuff.
So they really did just tear up your dress, huh?
Yeah, no, they really did. After I flashed them, and then I threw my chest into one of them, sending them skyrocketing, they just really... They didn't take lightly to that, including the Chalans. The Tiger people. They really didn't like that.
No, the challenge wouldn't like someone using their body like that as a weapon. That's like
Yeah.
against their whole fucking culture.
Yeah. Their whole thing is like modesty is key, and if you dress even slightly, in like a different way, then obviously you're in the wrong. Yeah, no, there's definitely like a little bit of a bridge there.
So what I'm hearing is they regretted heavily scratching and tearing up your dress.
Oh yes. Oh no, most definitely. I flashed them a second time, and then I sent them to God. Specifically my God. Which is Yanessa.
Oh, but of course.
Yeah.
Oh
of
my
course.
god, Yanessa's just sitting there like, oh, I'm getting so many souls.
Oh yeah, no, she's chilling. She's putting them in the blood wall. She's having a great time.
And of course, I'm sure Yanessa was more than happy to have a couple of prudish cats join her menagerie.
Oh, of course, of course. I think if I remember correctly, I talked with her recently. I think she said that she almost has Benjamin's soul ready to go. She changed up
Good.
what she was gonna do because it looks like we're full on lookouts. Unless you want her to put that back, I can let her know. But it sounds like she was just gonna hopefully set you guys up with whatever you deem is more necessary.
Yeah, whatever is more necessary.
Okay. She's also said that she decided not to go with the slight, because, she really liked how Usagi came out, and that she said that she might, just reuse that, but recolor it slightly, and just kind of make them look slightly different. But then she thought about how that might cause some twin perplexion problems, so she chose to go against it. But I think that's the other reason why it's taken the lure a little bit. It looks like she's been changing up the design of what she was going with.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm not about to rush her. She's doing us all a favor.
That's true. And luckily for us, we have the room for it.
Yeah, and I greatly appreciate that she's doing this for us.
Of course. By the way, who's the random jester girl that was carrying another random man?
Right.
Really fancy.
Random Jester Girl is probably an aberrant mimic. She has no idea what's going on with society.
Okay. Oh, that poor girl.
Yeah.
Hmm.
She's very, very confused about everything. And,
Aw.
if I recall, her name is Gelafle?
Okay.
Something
Okay.
like that.
So-
As for the other gentleman, that is Songrabel. He will
Okay.
be joining us.
Well, this is just an idea. This is just me just throwing an idea out here. I know. Okay, if they're joining us, this might help the captain out. I know he struggles with names a bit. You could just call them Song and Jay. You know, because Jay Lafley. I mean, it's not the exact pronunciation, but it's close. Be a little bit easier for him. Just putting it out there.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I should say that directly to the captain. It's probably better coming from the other co-captain.
You have a point there.
Yeah.
Loki
yeah.
canonically can't deal with names.
No, Songrabel is the reason that Loki is still alive.
Oh, okay. Well, then he's a good man
Would
in
it-
my book.
It's not my story to tell as to what happened, but suffice to say, things went down, and Songrabel did not appreciate what was going on, so he did what he could to help.
Well, sounds like a good man to me. And,
Yes.
yeah. You can see, cutting over to Gildart real quick. To Gildart and Loki.
Yeah.
Loki, you get down to the brig. There is
Uh-huh,
16 captives.
Oh my god. Loki just sits like, oh my god.
I separated them.
Oh.
So, he points to the ones on the far left and just goes, those little babies, I would consider worth drowning. Good fish food.
Okay, so far left, fish food.
Too loyal. I don't like them. I don't like how they look. I don't like their face.
Okay, so two Navy loyal. I'm writing all this down because I need to fucking remember.
Yeah. He would point to the middle, like the far off, like the end of the hallway middle, and just go, those little troublemakers. They suck. I don't know what you want to do with them. They're not insanely loyal, but you know, I don't think you could grab them and make use of them. They're kind of worthless, my opinion. That's just me.
Got it, dude. Alright.
You see one of them is like a you, and he just looks at Gildart like, what the heck? Man, you already won. You don't gotta, like...
I love how he was like, alright, this isn't racist, this is just skillist.
Yeah.
This is...
You just go, and far right, we have ones that are not that loyal. Like, they're like, oh, like, they're there. Like, they're not loyal by the looks of it. I don't know what you want to do with that. There's 4 of those.
Okay.
And then he would point to the closest cell, which you're actually, like, right beside, and it's, like, to the right side, you just go, oh, and yeah, no, he's just a mercenary. He just got dragged into this. But you're looking
Alright, or just,
yeah.
right, mercenary.
Yeah, he was, like, apparently, he was hired to be a shipwright.
Loki looks at the guy.
Alright, I've got a picture of this man. You're gonna love this man. I'm seeing a theme here with the shipwrights I put out to y'all, I'm realizing. So,
What, the fact that we're stealing them from the Navy?
well, not just that, but something else. So, it's another animal. You see this, like purple grung with these bloodshot red eyes. But it doesn't look like it's because he's been beaten up, but it just looks natural for this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
He's just naturally crimson. It's like purple, like not purple, maybe like a dark lavender, I guess is a good way to put it. It's like purple, like dark, like medium purple colored, like skin, black spots near his nose area, and like this even darker purple, like kind of like hooded cloak that he wears over this like black shirt, and like some like what like. I'll be real, it's like wrong. They don't have the best fashion, so just like white baggy pants. He's just sitting here like he hasn't said a word, but he's staring at you the exact way you see that picture right now. Like just eyes, kind of looking at you, kind of not, wide-eyed. He's just sitting there. Everybody else is like either crippled, like I'll mention everybody else, right? That is captive. They're like kind of like beaten up, you know, like either lying down unconscious or they're like propping themselves against the wall to kind of sit up to the best of their ability. You see him just chilling on the wooden bench that's like established onto the wall, just sitting there, just kind of like
patiently.
Like, yeah, he's doing that. He even has like the arms like on like the legs kind of like hanging off inwards towards his body, like like the hands drooped. He's like maybe 3'2", standing there.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Loki's gonna hear like, huh. Hey there, bud.
Oh man. You just look at it and go, ah.
Hey.
Ah.
So you got dragged into this mess, huh?
Yeah.
Huh.
just a sniff. Just a
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So you got no loyalties to the Navy, huh?
No, not really. I mean, I already got paid. So
Oh, good.
they paid up front.
That was stupid.
Yeah,
It's just
it was
the
a contract.
good.
They pay. They're like, we'll pay you now, and you just gotta stay on the boat. If you run, we'll put a wanted poster on you. It doesn't really matter now, does it?
No, and I've got a little offer for you, but also I gotta check on these other guys first,
Nice,
see what they're worth.
Nice.
I got an idea.
Nice.
This is a fucking Loki turns like, all right, you fucking 4. He
Oh,
looks at the
right,
4
right.
right.
Hey, wait, come back. Wait, come back.
Yeah,
come back.
but-
You see that one?
yeah.
He kind of points to the ones where Gorillaz like killed them, probably.
Yeah.
He points to like
Fish
the
food?
far back, and there's just like this one dwarf, and he just goes, "I don't like him. Do me a favor. If you're gonna kill him, can you just like, I don't know. There's that no. Can you feed him to the no? I want his pain to be excruciating. I'm sorry, I probably don't have that real leverage to be. I really want him to suffer. He said my ship was like slightly lopsided. He just doesn't realize that his left leg's shorter than his right. The fucking dumbass."
Loki was just so this Grung would see Loki go, I'll come back with an offer. And then he's gonna I'll mention he'll be like, I can use that as fucking leverage.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, no, that fucking dwarf will probably get eaten by fucking by the null. No. He's if Gildart's saying he's fish food, he's probably fish food. Like,
Yeah. So you're going over to the 4?
Yeah, the 4 non-loyal ones.
Okay. So,
Because what Loki's kind of going for here is he's seeing if he can get these guys to form like their second ship, so they have a different crew going around causing problems.
Alright,
But it's under his flag essentially.
Yeah, I get you. Right, okay.
Causing problems for the Navy, but helping people like we are.
So, actually, crazy enough, there is yet another Grunk in one of these 4. You have... I'm gonna have to get you the pictures here. Hold on. Like, straight up, I actually gotta get you the pictures for these. So...
I'm not just gonna kill them. I might kill the fish food guys. The troublemakers might be useful. Maybe. I don't know. It really depends on how useless they are. Like, if I look at them and they really just don't look useful, it's like, man, you can't be salvaged. I don't know. I'll feed you to the Fae. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get you. Okay.
Because
so,
we do need to get a second ship going here soon.
That is true.
To start making motions.
Yeah, because you're gonna need people to kind of cause you guys, like, openings in a way. kind of get some attention off of you guys, because you guys are starting to get a lot of attention because of what y'all have been doing.
So
Yeah.
maybe my idea is maybe they can fix up the ship that's kind of been dashed ashore.
Okay.
Or maybe the ones that are kind of stuck ashore.
Yeah.
Maybe they can fix that. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of undead, so I'm assuming they can push it back onto shore.
Probably. Okay. So let me get you the pictures here. So we have a human. I'm gonna go ahead and send him real quick first. Bing bong. So you have a white-haired human. I'm gonna try and get the pictures up onto here. I'm gonna be doing this like on the fly, but here we go, boys. All right. Oh god, where is he? There he's in my screenshots. So you have this like white human. He's like one of those pretty boy type of faces. Like he's got that like natural charm type of look to his face. But he's just like he has like a tattoo of like a crescent moon in like the middle of his forehead. It is completely black, fairly pale. So he might have been like a sage or something in his past. White hair that like. It's like white in like the main areas, but it's relatively long, goes down to the shoulders, but like when it gets like past his ears, it starts to go black. Like it's a gradation. It doesn't show it in the picture as well, but essentially it goes from white and slowly gradiates into just a raven black essentially. He has like earrings on both ears, one of each, and it's these like silver like teardrop shaped ear ones. And then he's wearing like essentially just a kimono of sorts, like a sage kimono type of like vibe clothing. Where it has like the very flowy sleeves, and it starts off like it's a white and like sky blue, and then when you get past the hip, it goes to like that same black, to like a similar black, slightly more like a charcoal black. You would then see the second person. I'll mention he's one of the few people that are actually up. He's kind of more like leaning against the wall, like oh god, crap kicked out of me type of thing. He might have been the healer. So he might have been the guy keeping, like, the people alive, so he probably has already healed himself lightly with probably his last spell slot or something of that sort, you know what I'm saying? The next one I'm going to show you is the grung, because the grung is, like, the only one that's actually on his feet.
Of course the grung's on his feet.
Yeah. Unlike the other grung, where he was, like, 3'2", this is, like, a weirdly big grung. Like, he's around, like, 5'4" in height. You see this muscular grung.
Holy fuck!
Yeah, he is jacked. For people trying to picture, think of like Braun Strowman. Look him up. He's a WWE person. Go look him up. That's the type of body he has. Where he has like the really skinny, like lower body. Like obviously he skips leg day every day, but he only does arm day. His muscles, his arms are bigger than his head. But he has this like orange skin that has like black splotches all over it, and this like just overly muscular neck. He wears no shirt, but he has these like spiked iron bracelets that he probably uses as a slashing weapon. And then he just has like khakis with like a black belt. Keeping them up. Like, I love Grung, man. They're so funny and I love them to bits for it. Oh my god. And then you see lying on the floor, kind of like it looks like they like the Grung went out of his way to probably put her on a bed so she could at least rest nicely, so she's not waking up with a horrible crick in her neck, even though she's gonna be waking up feeling something. There is another human, but you can see this lady, properties, I got a OBS, okay, where's she, there she is. We love, IRL editing, mid-live time. Kind of like black hair, well, bangs, kind of like, mainly pushed out of the way, but like, a bit of, sometimes it seems to droop, like in between the eyes. She has a lot of it put up into like a double ponytail type of vibe, if that makes sense, and it kind of like droops on like, across each side of the shoulder. One on the left, one on the right. But she seems to try and keep it tied up. It's kind of like a messy, I guess better speaking, it's like a messy bun, like more on the bottom right area of the picture. It's like kind of like a messy bun. but it's still enough hair to where it kind of hangs over her shoulders on both sides. Emerald green eyes, very bright green eyes, and she has these like vine tattoos that go over her shoulders and even on like an area of her chest. It seems to stop around the neck. You know how far down the torso goes, obviously, for obvious reasons, as she does have a white crop top with a green like sash of a green sash cloth that basically covers the rest of her stomach that would have been exposed and goes all the way down to her ankles, covering the majority of her back and front, and then wearing black baggy pants underneath that with black sandals that seem to expose like her toes, but like nothing else. She also has like feather like earrings. It looks like she was probably like the monk of the group. That's kind of the vibe you're getting, just natural like captain's intuition type of thing. Because unlike fighting, where like you don't really have the time to assess what they might do, this is one of those ones where you can sit here and go, yeah, you're probably this type of thing, because you're not actively in a combat. Like you can get the idea.
I have the time to think.
Yeah. You can get the idea the Grunk's probably a barbarian.
Yeah, I could guess that.
Yeah. And lastly, you can see something that is almost very rare in my world, but you can see an air genasi. The holy jacked frog, absolute unit, beefcake, big character design. Oh man, you can see the last one.
Oh boy.
An air genasi. Dude, I'll be real, she dresses more like a pirate than an actual Navy person. Like straight up. Cause she has this where'd the picture go? I downloaded you. Where'd you go? I know I downloaded you. I know I did. Where in the
No, you didn't.
are? Yeah, there she is. Okay, you can see this like air genasi with this like, you know, she has like the sides in the back of her head shaved completely, but like she has a lot of the hair that's kind of grown on the top area. She has it basically brushed to her left side. Because pictures are inverted. So technically it looks like it's on the right, but it's on the left. But you can see it all brushed to the left side, and it goes down to like her shoulders with it being brushed all to the left side. Fairly wavy hair. It even gets a little bit curly in some areas. It's just like bright blue. But it's not like a blinding neon blue. Nothing like that. It's like a light bright, if that makes sense. Whereas like then she has this like kind of like palish blue skin color, a scar that goes down her right eye, as well as a scar that goes slightly underneath that same right eye, and then a scar around like the top area of the right eye where hair would have been growing, but you know, she obviously chose not to keep it growing. She has on her, specifically her right ear, she has one big golden earring that's kind of like a hoop, and then two smaller ones that cling up on the top area, kind of more like ear cuffs, if anything. Black crop top jacket with a skull on the right side of the patch of the sleeve, some black fingerless gloves, tattoos around the neck that go down the chest, and then a kind of like, again, similar to the other lady, kind of like a crop top, but hers is more like a V-neck crop top. Doesn't really seem to have straps, or if it does, then you probably can't see it because of the way the jacket is on there, which has a little bit of a folded collar, by the way. But hers doesn't cover as much, because you can see a little bit of the upper cleavage, but like the other one, you couldn't see anything. She does wear a like brown corset that seems to be made of leather, and then a black pair of pants. And it looks like she has a belt that would have been holding probably two swords, but it looks like, obviously for obvious reasons, she is unarmed. That's the people.
Yeah. Good job, man.
Thanks.
Loki would sit there and look at you and goes, oh. So who's conscious and who's not? I know the Grung's conscious.
Yeah, Grung's conscious. The healer, he looks like he is conscious, but he looks a little bit more out of it compared to the Grung, because he's kind of like leaning, like sitting on the floor, leaning against the wall.
So he's
like,
fluttering.
Yeah, he's trying. And you can see that the air genasi, she's up. It's just like, she's in a similar state. She seems a little bit more conscious than the healer. But, like, she's still leaning against the wall.
And the monk is out.
Yeah, the monk's the only one actually on his feet.
Oh, no, the lady, the monk lady is unconscious.
Oh, yeah, no, she's unconscious.
Yeah, meanwhile, the Grung fucker he's just standing there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's just standing
He's taller
there.
than Loki. He's taller than Loki, which is super funny.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, this fucking grung is staring down. Staring down at this kitsune. Just like, well, hello there.
Right.
Oh,
Guessing you're the
Ah.
boss or you're the warden. One of the two. Hey.
I control the ship, yes, for the most part. Now, I had an offer for you four and him. He'd point to the mercenary. Because he's kind of, they're all kind of right there, so you can kind of just talk to all of them.
Yeah.
He would go, so, I easily see two options. One, you all die.
That doesn't seem very nice. Okay, go on. Just doing my job.
Yeah, no, I know that. That's why I'm giving you the second option.
I appreciate it. What's the second option?
Second option, you don't work for the Navy anymore. You work for me.
Alright.
Because I need some people to start working underneath my flag to start causing the Navy to look other places.
Alright.
So I'm not getting as many on my head, but it also gets them to realize that things aren't going to be as easy as they think.
Right. Okay, hold on. Let me address the jury real quick. And you see him turn, ignore the air genasi, and look at the healer. you see her, like, look at him like, alright, he's gonna, what the hell?
Loki just sits there, like, she sees him look like, what the fuck? Okay. Like, he
Alright.
just, like, he
Alright, you see him, like, basically crouch down, like, hover over the, like, healer, ignoring the genasi sitting beside him, and just go, alright, what's the plan, big guy? He says to, like, the humans that's probably the same height. You just look at him like, huh? What's... Come on, make a decision. What's happening? Do you want to live? Yeah? Alright. The answer is yes.
Loki is gonna look at the air genasi, get her answer.
Yeah. She looks at Loki. You see her think. You just go, fuck it, I was in it for the money anyways. As long as I get some
Yeah,
money, I'm
just
good.
You don't dress like Navy regardless. I don't think you fit.
Oh no, I'm more of a recuperated pirate, quote unquote. I've already served a crew before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Useful.
indeed.
Well, and he would look at the mercenary. He goes, "Are you out for being their shipwright? Because they are gonna need someone to fix the boat."
Well, you feed that dwarf to the null.
Yeah. Yeah.
You give me the supplies I need. I'm more than happy to oblige.
Oh, this is gonna be expensive.
Oh my god, this is gonna cost me like half my spine.
I got like, hold on, no. You don't need to pay a cent. You know those Navy ships?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, let's just take all the money on there.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, okay, let's
And,
see. How many ships did your no friend get?
I think there's 4 that aren't burning.
Okay, right. Well, I can get the sinking one. Just gotta let me out. I can breathe underwater. I'll loot it. I'll take whatever's useful. I'll get Grung Boy over there. I have a name.
Yeah, those will be useful.
Yeah, but names or money?
Names, both,
Oh,
but names. I
right.
need those. I need to know who works for me.
Right, okay, right. So I'm ranked.
Do I need to roll persuasion, or if I just really corner these people?
I'll be honest, your natural persuasion is high enough for these people. They don't have many choices, and on top of that, you just have you have that passive riot thing. I'm letting this
the
apply
rallying
also
spark.
for something like this.
Yeah, rallying spark. I can convince people to rally to my cause.
All right. Yeah. So you realize that the mercenary is Ring. You realize that the healer he's really out of it. He's really trying, man. You'd realize this dude is like, if he wanted to pretend to be something he's not, he easily could, because he has the most gender neutral name. Like, straight up, his name is just Sam. Like, he's just trying. He's really trying, man. He's got the pretty boy, and he's got that, like, pick a struggle. You have the other Grung, the muscular one. He looked at you and just go, name's DeRuss. Because
Russ.
DeRuss, because, Grung names are weird. And you
DeRuss,
find out
okay.
that he would kind of just let you know that the unconscious one's name is Jade. So you have Jade.
Okay.
And then the Wind Genasi's name is Gust. Because when Genasi's, weirdly enough, a lot of their names are literally just elements and like literal moving things. So no, it's just Gust. Which, I'll be honest, out of like Air Genasi names that are definitely more feminine sounding names, she has a very masculine sounding name, and she fucking acts like it. Like, I'll be real, she is one of those people, like, a lot of the people on your crew that are gals, they have a lot more femininity to them, unless you count, like, the more stereotypical femininity. Let's be more obvious here. There's different forms of femininity, and Greek mythology shows that very well. But it's more the stereotypical form of it. Whereas, like, you have the Knoll, who doesn't show that. She's more like Borf in the way that she walks and talks, and, like, the way that there's more int behind that brain, by the looks of it. But she's just a lot more just, like, blunt and a lot less mannered way of acting, from what you can tell.
I'm gonna be real. Loki's gonna look at DeRuss.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, I do need to ask, is there a reason you don't acknowledge her?
No, not really. He's the healer. She can make her own mind up. I don't dislike her. I just don't care about her. She didn't heal me. He heals me.
Okay, like, I can't say this. Loki wouldn't say this, but in his head, he's like, okay, for a barbarian, no, that makes sense. Like, no, the barbarian really would just, he's not leaving the healer's side because he needs heals.
Yeah. You're gonna see Gus just go, no, I get it. I'm not a healer. This is how it is. Navy grunts, that's how we work. At the end of the day, I'm just a sword summoner.
Oh!
What now?
Loki just sounds like, oh, so you're wait,
Yes.
sword summoning, that's...
I'm a sword summoning Air Genasi, let that sink in. I use my gust and my air abilities to propel my swords even faster than what a typical arcane sword summoner could. I can launch my swords away from 60 feet away.
Oh.
Okay, this is Mia's player because Mia's character cannot hear this conversation.
Yeah.
Who hurt you?
Yeah, no, that's a valid response.
Okay, so sword summoning is wizard?
Oh, no, that's a fighter.
Okay. Fighter, sword summoner.
I'll let you straight up know, by the way. Gildar put her and Jade in their place. Meanwhile, Borf was one that put DeRuss and Sam in their place.
Yeah.
Nobody hit
Who
Ring.
hurt you?
Nobody hurt me.
Ring, it was like everybody else went down, like when the ship's like caught on fire. And, I gotcha. You can see that like he basically just explains straight up. He's like, "Yeah, no, I just surrendered. He was like, I didn't sign up to fight. I was just here to just build ships. That's what I was told. I was just gonna build ships."
Yeah, Loki was like, well, you might have to fight if you work for me, but
Yeah, fine.
to defend the ship, but fix it mostly.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just point a cannon point blank in their face.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah. Or I'll poison them so bad that I'll make sure I get my poison onto their tongue. So even if I die, they'll forever be stuck with a swelled up tongue for the next 3 months.
I approve.
Enjoy suffocating on your own tongue.
I like this guy.
I want to mention, there's like a little passive thing, but every now and then, I'm not going to constantly do it, but just every now and then, there's definitely, he just lets out out of nowhere, just...
Yeah, it checks. Alright.
Yeah.
Sanity, minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom.
Wisdom? Intelligence? He traded all his wisdom for int.
Dude, I love the fact that it's like, alright, what's the DC to convince him? I don't know, like a 20? Loki, with his passive, like, 28 in persuasion.
Uh-huh, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, the way he's looking, he's like, well, either I die or I'm wanted. I'll pay. Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't catch what you fully said. You broke up on me a little bit there. I apologize.
Int, through the roof. Wisdom, rock bottom.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Oh, man. But
Like,
yeah.
below the Earth's mantle.
Heck yeah. Yeah.
With
so-
his fucking 7 in wisdom and his 22 in int, he's not okay.
Oh, yeah. Straight up.
He's fine.
So-
Twitch.
Do you want this fleet leaving with y'all? Or are you gonna give them an order to leave and go to a specific place before y'all leave? And they'll just leave when they can. What are you wanting to do?
How long would it take them? Because we still have to wait for the post.
Yeah. The post
So-
has like one more day before you can leave. As for the thing, it would take a bit because the only people that know how to build a ship here is like 2 people with Kasheshe and Ring. So it would probably take, like, with Kasheshe helping them, it would take like 15 days. If you had him at least help for this one day before leaving, it would probably take 20.
It's a long time, and
It
we
is.
should get the fuck out of here before.
Yeah, we need to get going.
There is also a shot that Ring can probably just pay some artificers to do some stuff, just on the island. There is that.
So
that is an option.
We'll have Kasheshe help tomorrow,
Okay.
just to get them moving.
I'll roll something.
'Cause-
Hold on.
Because I also don't know the condition of those ships. Like, one of them
Yeah.
could be in somewhat sustained condition.
Most of these are straight up wrecked. There are the ones on the beach. I'll roll to see how well the ones on the beach are doing. Okay. Okay, lucky enough, actually, these rolled insanely well. The 2 on the beach are actually in really good condition. Like, there's like some
Yeah.
light damage. So, actually, no, we can actually chop that down heavily. It'll only take like 2 days for them to get up and going.
So yeah, Kasheshe can help them, and they can, No, they can't. Probably can't take. Oh, then they can just. Could probably just sell the other boat for money, so they have some money.
Yeah, that works.
I would want. It's the thing of, like, I could want them to take it with them to build up a 3rd ship on their own for us.
Mm-hmm.
Or recruit more people, but they only have like 5 fucking people. That's not feasible.
Yeah. Honestly,
They need to recruit from this island before they leave.
They most likely will. Who do you want to put in charge of recruiting? Like you can kind of get a bit better vibe on the people when they start getting up. If you want to kind of get an idea of who might be a better person with that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. DeRuss, super cool. No, I need sensible people.
So the
Running this boat.
So you can get the idea that Ring is all intel. So if you got him, you would probably get more like intel-based people from the Fae. So you'd probably get a lot more artificers and wizards from here if you got Ring.
Okay.
If you put Sam on, because he has pretty good insight, he would probably get you an all around. So he would probably get you a mixture.
I would also tell them to aim for quality, but don't be afraid of quantity.
Okay. Thing. Yeah. Druss, if you did put him, it sounds like you won't, but if you did put him into those shoes, he would basically fill the boat with meatheads. Like, you're looking at a lot of barbarians and monks.
Dude, that'd be sick early game.
Yeah.
Not late game.
Yeah. If you got Jade, you're looking more at a lot more of charismatic based people. So you'd probably get a lot more of sorcerers, bards, warlocks.
Useful.
Very useful. If you go Gust, I'll be real, she would be the one to pick really weird races. So she'd look less into what class do you have and more of you're an outcast.
How unique are you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So honestly, I might let I don't want God, no, like honestly, you need an all-around, so I might let Sam do it. Because it's really the thing of, like, you need everything. You don't want to focus too heavily on something. Yeah. Because then you can get shot in the ass for that.
That's true. That's true.
Because if it's like you only get intel people, then a bunch of fighters are going to steamroll you.
Yep. That is true.
Like,
the reason
so it's like,
why he can get you that, by the way, is because he's a cleric. So he actually has expertise and insight. So one of his big things that he can literally just sit there and go, alright, you have good intentions, you have bad intentions. You are probably good at this and this. You are good at this, however, you would cause these said problems. Like, he's weirdly analytical, is what you realize. He's very calm-headed and very analytical.
Okay, yeah. I'll let him recruit. I'll let him recruit for their ship.
Okay.
And I'd also let them know that they can build more crews under my flag.
Yeah.
If they find people worth it.
Okay.
And he would tell Sam that, like, listen, like, hey, like, I want to undo the Navy forcefully. And if I have to do this, I will. I'm going to kill the fucking leader. This is going to fucking happen.
He's all for it. I mean, you kind of get the vibe with Sam of, like, he's probably that similar case of he joined because he wanted to fix the problem that he very clearly saw as an outsider of the Navy.
Yeah, so he let them know, like, no, I appreciate the attempting to fix from the outside, but we're going to take a more personal approach to fixing it now.
Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go, dude.
So yeah, he would let Sam know that also, like, if he wants to take both ships and just immediately get 2 crews rolling, he can, but if they need money, sell one of those ships.
Heck yeah. He'll give you a nod. He will probably end up becoming the captain in the process for this fleet specifically for you.
That's fine. That honestly, having the healer as the leader is not a bad idea.
Yeah. He will take the most, like, because again, you have a really calm-headed, analytical person, so he will take the, like, best course of action he can think to take of. So he'll probably just, I'll roll, see what he'll do for you here, if you'll get the second ship up and going. He will. So he's going to go out of his way to find a second captain. So he can have a captain for the other ship, and they will serve under you. Considering you guys fought on the Skazi Island, and you actually helped protect against the Navy, luckily for you, not only do the Fae not like the Navy, specifically the Fae from this area, but on top of that, they know y'all helped. So there's gonna be more people willing to work with Sam here in getting things set up.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Alright.
It's like, we're not gonna, I'm not claiming the island or anything like that, because this is the Lich's island, he can have it.
No,
it's just...
no. I will let you know there is a shot that you might get a letter of the Lich being like, hey, Alliance. There is always a shot when you help people like that. That would have happened with Gao, but sadly enough, since Gao's king kind of died, it didn't get to happen.
Damn.
And the only reason why Himfine hasn't done it is because they kind of have to keep it on a down low because of how small of an island they are. Because once they alliance themselves with pirates,
they're done. That's gonna be a real rough existence.
Yeah, so it's that weird thing of for a fact, just because like while you weren't there, you know the history of your crew. Like you know that if that wasn't the case, they probably would. They straight up probably would. So yeah. That being said, though, you guys can end off in this session where we end here. You guys will be able to leave. This was quite a session.
As we have built essentially 2 bonus crews that work under the catastrophe flag and will work similar goals.
Yep.
And we might get an alliance with the fucking Lich.
You never know. It's a shot. I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm saying that's a possibility.
That would be sick.
Yeah. I want to mention straight up, by the way, we literally possibly just avoided the TKO in that fight. Because I think if you didn't take the offer and you didn't get that level up, that next round might have actually killed some people. Like, from what it was looking like.
Yerla would have died.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And so would have Lavana.
Yeah.
Or they would have been locked into death saves, at least.
Yep. And Leo wouldn't have been... He would have still been injured. Oh, God, no. Because he would have had disadvantage against some of that stuff that she did. So he probably would have gotten killed. Or at least brought down to death saves as well. Yeah. No, this was... Honestly, I'm glad you took the deal. I'm really glad you did.
There's no flaw to it, so...
Yeah, it's literally like you want something she wants too. So, she saw that as a win-win. But, thank you all for watching this episode. You can find more of the Rum and Harbor campaign up on the Lost Harbor Tavern, up on YouTube, and on Spotify. You can find some other campaigns that we have, like the Brothel campaign, if you want to go check that out. Hidden Garden campaign, if you want to go check that out. We also have some YouTube shorts and some one-shots. On top of that, we have our second channel, the Lost Shipyard, which, by the way, I forgot to upload one of the monster campaign ones. So you're gonna get double upload this week. My bad. But you can go check out the monster campaign that's currently ongoing. One shot where I'm DMing for Acrid, where he's playing monsters that evolve, and it's a whole thing, trying to take over an island. And it's in the same world. It's in the same world. And he's actually getting close to the sea that's currently taking place in, so that's actually kind of crazy. Because that's also taking place in Ingerhaze. So,
we better not go to that island. We will just die.
That would be a mess. Oh, man. But that being said...
I have to play... Dude, it's like that old video of the guy playing chess against himself. He just takes off the glasses and then puts them back on. This is the most, like...
Oh, man.
Darth Sidious Lord, like, Chancellor Palpatine ass shit.
Oh, God. Either way, thank you all for watching this episode. You can find us there. And don't forget to leave a like, maybe. Maybe rewatch a second time. Maybe, okay, bye.
Okay, bye.